Sometimes an airline's going to offer you points or miles, but he wanted to let people know they also could get a cash refund when their flight is canceled. He says they need to weigh whether or not it's worth to have the money or the miles, depending on what they're valuing.
Fox's Mark Meredith in Washington. President Biden and First Lady Dr. Jill Biden will be in Washington hosting a 4th of July barbecue with military families at the White House later today. Tonight, they'll watch fireworks from the South Lawn. America's listening to Fox News.
Family Finance has been serving the people of Guam since 1959, and they will continue to be there for you in the years to come. Get a personal loan for that summer vacation or to pay off those long overdue bills. Family Finance has got you covered. Apply for a personal loan from $1,000 up to $3,900 by calling Family Finance in Hagåtña, now at the old Nanbo Insurance Building at 475-4545, Upper Tumon 647-5626, or in Dededo 633-4473. Family Finance, here to serve you.
Oh, what's for breakfast at KFC under $3.95, you ask? What's for breakfast at KFC that's different than the other guys, you ask? KFC's chicken wrap, sausage wrap, the Colonel's chicken congee, chicken fried steak, sausage biscuit and gravy, and biscuit sandwiches made with KFC's original fluffy biscuits. All for under $3.95 and all only at KFC. Plus, with waffles and the Colonel's chicken fried rice, we've got something for everyone.
So visit KFC for breakfast today. It's bigger looking good.
Americans across the country are taking part in 4th of July holiday events.
From parades down Main Street America to the smell of barbecue on this, our nation's birthday and 4th of July celebrations that AAA says almost 48 million of us will travel to this year, most by car, if we're lucky.
I have to stay home. Gas prices are through the roof.
She's in Massachusetts. Those traveling by air may also be trading the sound of fireworks for excuses.
They don't have enough flight attendant. Something is wrong with the plane.
She's trying to fly out of Atlanta as flight cancellations also continue stacking up, though all amid something that no matter what, we're grateful for, our nation's freedom. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
Google says it will automatically purge information about users who visit abortion clinics and other places that could trigger legal problems now that the Supreme Court has opened the door for states to ban the termination of pregnancies. The U.S. Navy is now offering rewards to people in the Mideast for tips leading to the interception of drugs and weapons.
The U.S. Navy is now actively taking tips via telephone hotlines and internet submissions from people in the Middle East who know when and where weapons, drugs, and other things are being smuggled and traded. The Associated Press reports it's part of a new effort to intercept weapons flowing from Iran to Yemen's Houthi rebels. Rewards for intelligence leading to arrests and seizures can range from food to cars to hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash. Last year, the Navy's Fifth Fleet seized $500 million worth of drugs in the Persian Gulf and other waterways in the Middle East. Eben Brown, Fox News.
Drones flew over an Italian alpine mountainside today, seeking to spot any more victims after a glacier broke loose yesterday, sending an avalanche of ice, snow, and rocks slamming into hikers. At least 7 people were killed. I'm Rich Dennison, and this is Fox News.
Hafaday, this is Josh here at APL. Our expertise and extensive network can help you grow your business and reach out to more global markets. As a responsible carrier, APL is also committed to a sustainable future, whether it's protecting the environment or investing our efforts in giving back to the community. Our dedicated teams in Guam, Saipan, and on U.S. mainland are here to support you. Call 588-4651 or visit www.apl.com.
Tell me about it, Stud.
Circle K's Craft Beer and Whiskey Festival is back on Saturday, October 22nd. We rockin' and rollin' at the Dusatani Guam Resort from 2 to 10 p.m. Bring your friends and come dressed in your best grease costume to win up to $500 in cash and prizes. So bust out those leather jackets and 50-style outfits as we party the night away at Circle K's Craft Beer and Whiskey Fest. Don't be a square. Get your tickets now at craftbeerfestguam.com or cruise on by any 76 Circle K location. Now that's cool, baby.
Everyone has a busy schedule these days, and sometimes we forget to schedule our routine dental checkup and cleaning. Don't neglect your dental health. Schedule one today with Dr. Robert Yang and his Smile Team, conveniently located at the East West Business Center on Marine Drive, Upper Tumon. Call us today at 647-8702 or 3. Again, that's 647-8702 or 647-8703. We make smiles happen.
Half a day and good morning, Guam. It's 6:06 on Monday, July 5. I'm Donna De Jesus with a look at your local news on The Point. 3 people face felony charges after surveillance video showing a robbery at a laundromat went viral over the weekend. The suspects were identified as 35-year-old Madison New Year, 20-year-old Lasan Fainid, and 21-year-old BK Kansi Petrus. Court documents state that one of the suspects yanked a $500 gold chain off a man's neck at Bubble Laundry in Dedido on Saturday morning, tearing the victim's shirt. The victim chased the man into the parking lot, where more surveillance video showed the perpetrator and another man climbing into a sedan and fleeing the area. Police later received a call that day identifying the car as being seen at Hemlani's apartments in Harmon. Police officers arrived and found the 3 men, along with a 4th person who was booked and released. Documents state that a broken glass pipe was found in the car, along with a small bag with white crystals that tested presumptive positive for methamphetamine. New Year and Fainid were charged with robbery, possession of a Schedule II controlled substance, and theft. Petrus faces charges of robbery and theft. Meanwhile, two men with prior felony charges were captured after escaping DOC on Friday. Iverson Chewek and Donovan Gil Mondia were discovered missing when a head count was conducted by DOC personnel. The 2 men's orange DOC shirts were found in the immediate vicinity on the barbed wire directly behind the dome, where there appeared to be an opening at the bottom of the fence line. Chowek was spotted on the Route 10 roadway outside of the facility, and Mondia was captured by the First Church of God in Barragata just before midnight. Mondia told officials that the only reason he escaped with Chowek was that his mother was sick and he needed to see her. Both men were arrested and have been charged with felony escape. We'll have more news after this.
Gas is expensive, so let the bank come to you. Through our remote deposit capture, you can deposit your checks into your account from your phone. And with our Dynamite Bank Pacific Visa debit card, you can use your money anytime, anywhere. It's the perfect combo.
Now we're banking on the future. Services to choose. Bank Pacific, where others put branches, we place roots.
Equal housing lender. Member FDIC. Crank it up.
The first GPA rate increase kicked in last Friday. This increase represents an average increase of 13.72% or an additional $42.12 on the total power bill for average residential consumption. Another fuel surcharge increase will take place on the 1st of September. This will be an additional 12.72% or $44.41 added to the average residential power bill. GPA has projects that are intended to reduce fuel imports and save money for taxpayers. These include utility-scale solar facility projects, such as the newly commissioned solar farm owned by KEPCO Mangilao Solar LLC. The solar farm should save GPA about 10 million gallons of fuel each year, which is anticipated to save $18.5 million annually. The commissioning of the new Ukudu power plant in 2024 is expected to bring more savings to ratepayers when combined with the solar projects. Governor Luli Young Guerrero has proposed a $100 monthly credit program over 5 months to help ease power rate hikes, but a bill to do this has not yet been introduced. And an educational expo on legal cannabis in the Marianas will be held this Sunday. This is the 2nd annual Guam Cannabis Extract Expo and will be held at the Hyatt Regency Guam. A press release states that experts will share information to local growers of cannabis and about extracts at the expo. Public Law 35-5 made it legal on Guam on April 4, 2019 for people 21 years of age or older to possess and cultivate certain amounts of marijuana for recreational use. The regulations for marijuana were passed this year. Senator Clint Rigel is scheduled to speak at the expo to address the new regulations and what local businesses and growers can expect. Many local businesses will display their local products or services. The AG's office previously announced its own cannabis roundtable scheduled for Friday morning to feature cannabis regulation experts on the business aspects of the industry while also combating illegal activity and protecting consumers. And those were your top stories here on The Point. Now here's Ray with the weather.
Oh, man, absolutely loved reading about that story in the Guam Daily Post for this morning. Prior to the expo, it says, local celebrity UFC fighter Trev 5-star Jones, Nika T, and the Dank Duchess. How do we get it? Joe, how do we get? We need.
How do you need a title?
We need marijuana guy titles.
The marijuana majesty.
Pass out Gibson or something like that. You can never stay awake. One day, like 2 puffs with my friends. I'm like, okay, good night. And then I wake up and they've written all over me, or they got pictures of them tagging me and stuff. Anyway, says Nika T. Has hosted cannabis events around the world, including High Times Cannabis Cup, the Emerald Cup, the Secret Cup, Masters in Rosin, and now the 6710 Cup at the Guam Cannabis Extract Expo. The Dank Duchess. Who is our Duke of Dank? Do we have a Duke of Dank?
I don't know. There should be James Howard.
Always the possibility. Always the possibility. Didn't it sound like something you ought to be able to clean up with Clorox?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I got some dank, dude.
It's pretty danky.
Rained a lot yesterday. Anyway, more on this before too much longer. In the meantime, let's get this thing started. 6:12 in the morning. Here it comes, the weather for today. This is the weather forecast we should have had yesterday. But frankly, it was an epic weekend. I'm kind of glad I got some time to rest yesterday. Mostly sunny, it says, in today's forecast. Highs near 88 degrees. East winds up to about 10 miles an hour for tonight. Partly cloudy. Lows 77. East-northeast winds 8 to 10 miles an hour. Into the rest of the week here for tomorrow. Mostly sunny skies. And by Wednesday night, though, just a warning. Scattered showers and thunderstorms could be creeping back into the forecast area. It's mostly cloudy. As you can see by the internet here, the satellite imagery for the Asia hood here and the Marianas hood. Yeah, it's so bad out there. I'm not sure where exactly Guam is in this picture. I refreshed it, and I cannot see us underneath all of that nonsense. I'll put the pointer up, even though I'm pretty sure that that's not where Guam is. But just to give you an idea, this is the kind of cloud circulations that we've got on us these days. Sunrise this morning was at 5:58. Might have some pictures of that. Sunset tonight's going to be at 6:52. Hashtag tell the others. There it is. News and weather together. 93.3 The Point. Brought to you by Bank Pacific. Banking on the Pacific for 67 some odd years.
Is your business ready for digital transformation? The latest Wi-Fi technology is here, and it's Docomo Pacific's WorkPass, powered by Plume. WorkPass unlocks connectivity, productivity, and security tools all in the palm of your hand. Access features like adaptive Wi-Fi, guest and employee networks, evolving AI security, plus so much more. To learn more about WorkPass, visit business.docomopacific.com. Docomo Pacific Business. Work better together.
Are you looking for a new place to hang out with your friends? Let's go along the sidelines at Sidelines Bar and Grill. Located at 154 Iriarte Road, Unit 4 and 5 in Tamuning behind Royal Bigs. Sidelines, a hidden gem with nothing but great things to offer. Great atmosphere, great food, top shelf drinks, and a great team. What are we waiting for? Let the fun begin at Sidelines Bar and Grill. Open daily from 3 p.m. to 2 a.m. See you there.
Okay, I'll see you there as well. And just a note, my friend John, who owns the place, this Sidelines, is sent me a copy of what the potential lunch menu looks like over at Sideline.
Biba.
Yeah, can you imagine? Lunch over at Sideline. Cancel all of my appointments. I'll be here all day. At any rate, portions of the program brought to you by APL, American President Lines, a global presence with a local home. Also being brought to you, it's time to wake up Ron and Kim. I think they had a big weekend as well. So I thought I saw a couple of pictures posted of a bunch of little kids running around one of these little Kmart swimming pools out in the backyard. That's nice. That's nice. So I'm glad that they got some time off over the weekend, but it's time to get back in there and take care of all of the title searches and all of the things that they do so well at Security Title.
The Ray Gibson Show. Morning talk that matters. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
this has got the feel-good Monday thing, except it's not a Monday, it's Tuesday, isn't it? It's a three-day weekend. It always takes me a second to get back to where I'm supposed to be.
And how many days of work we have this week, Ray?
There's 4 days of work.
Oh, there's the positives.
Today, tomorrow, and then Thursday, and then Friday, and then it's the weekend time, and we get to do it all over again. So, as I said, epic weekend. Hope you had a fantastic one. Oh, let me start with welcome to the program. Excuse the mess. It's the Ray. You can keep your shoes on if you want to. The Ray Gibson Show until it's not going to be anymore. And just as usual, excited about being here with you. In particular this morning because there's lots to talk about. Not a whole lot by way of news and stuff like that. Although there are a couple of interesting news stories that did pop up over the weekend. And some interesting magistrates reports that are out there. But we'll get around to talking about all of that stuff first. Let me make some introductions here. Introductions. The real Joe gets the phone. You call 888-8255-888-TALK is the telephone number. Meme Machine is online, 797-8255. That's 797-8255. And that's a great way if you want to share some great pictures. Maybe you got some great shots of you, family, and friends goofing off over the weekend. And I'm not sure how they did it, although, if Dennis Larson is involved, and then there's a pretty good chance that you might be able to throw some additional and unexpected fun into the weekend. Yesterday, the guys over at VFW and Dennis and them down at Epal Beach Park, and they were there apparently for the dry part of the 4th of July festivities, and everybody made it except the pig. The pig unfortunately gave its life. Anymore? It gave its life for Independence Day, real Joe. And so
crispy.
Way to go! I'm almost positive there's a picture of Army Lynn out there somewhere serving up some Litzon as well. There's the boys working out on some cheeseburgers. Let me see anybody else.
Oh wow! You see that? Who's that? Looks familiar, Ray.
Former Governor Felix Camacho, and then there's Vivian, and there's the dentist there. Nice. And wait, hold on. Zoom in on the shirt. Hey, Hawaiian print, American flag.
Every moment counts.
Good job there, Gov. Good job. We've got some chicken that is on the thing. See, if it was me, those would all be black. They would be black, but
and
bloody
raw.
red on the inside.
That's how we like them,
Ice
Ray.
cold bone. Oh yeah. You just chew on that for a while. So anyway, congratulations to you guys. I want to say that I got an interesting picture. From a childhood friend of mine, grew up above my grandmother's house in Agana. He lived on Guam for most of the 70s, and then late in the decade, he and his brother and his family moved off to California, where they have been ever since. But we've maintained ties.
Touch, yeah.
Shelley doesn't go out there without seeing him. I don't go out there without seeing him. And he sent me this picture of us goofing off in my grandmother's front yard at the old Mariana Sales. Yes,
Is that you on the left?
That's me in left with the Evel Knievel tank top.
Yeah.
And long pants.
With the Kung Fu kick?
Hi, Kung Fu. Well, he's Chinese kid. It's Kiki Wu.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he's Chinese. And this was around the time where Bruce Lee was a household name.
Yeah.
I had not become a household name yet, but Bruce Lee was. And
so you're like, I'm going to kick the Asian kid?
Yeah. I think you go to jail for stuff like that now.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's me.
Wow. Dude.
Maybe 10, 11 years old from a long time ago. So, I mean, it's one of those kind of holidays where if you're not doing anything, you go through your pictures and everything, and he found a couple of pictures of me and him goofing off.
That's a cool shot,
back in the day. Yeah. That's why no beard, no glasses, didn't need anything at the time, or a haircut.
So dangerous, dude.
I know, right? 20 after 6 o'clock in the morning. And so for the real information that comes out of this program, that comes from Donna De Jesus, who likewise did not have an epic weekend, but she predicted she would not have an epic weekend.
Donna.
Did you do anything, Bud? Did you do anything selfie-worthy?
I did laundry.
Hey,
that's an accomplishment.
Okay,
you didn't fold. I know you didn't fold them.
Actually, I don't fold. I hang them, on hangers in the closet.
Yeah,
because I don't want it to have the
wrinkles.
Yeah.
No. I
Okay, all right.
Totally get it. Totally understand it. I woke up this morning after my epic weekend, thanking God that the last thing that I did before I launched into the 4th of July Independence Day weekend was I got laundry done. I clean socks and clean long pants. And in fact, I'm wearing long pants now for the first time in days. In absolute days. Yeah. Some of you might have seen me over at Kmart and Payless yesterday.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. It's the shorts.
Did you see any Koreans
supposed
there,
to
man?
only be at the beach with that. No, I didn't. I didn't see any.
I
Look,
saw a lot, man.
I was when I went to Kmart yesterday because I needed to get cat food and litter and stuff like that, and so I walked inside, and I did not see a whole lot of Koreans. In fact, I didn't see a whole lot of anybody. There was one family that was playing football in one of the aisles. Yeah. Just had the kids throwing the football at each other.
Nice.
I'm
You
thinking,
don't need to buy that thing. Just have a few.
What's the point of supervising the kids? Come on. Whatever. They're not breaking any actual laws right now. It's not like they're ripping off. Does anybody have that video, by the way? There's you mentioned when you read the story, there's a video quote that went viral of the attack at the laundromat. Do we have that?
I saw it, but somebody showed it to me on their
holding the phone.
Yeah, so I don't have the link.
Okay, do me a favor. If you've got it, what's the meme machine number? 7879. What is it?
Yeah, that one. 8255.
Wait,
797.
7978255.
Yeah.
is the meme machine. Send that over because I'd like to see it. I got a video of a girl fight, but I'm not sure if that was here. Just a bunch of big roly-poly girls.
Wow, I didn't get that one, man.
I might show it just for
missed
fun.
out.
I might show it just for fun. No audio. I don't know what kind of weekend it was for everybody. Anyway, epic for me. So my epic week. Is it time for me to low-key brag about how great my weekend was? Why not? It's the name of the show, Ray Gibson. But anyway, so Friday, buddy of mine's getting married and on the beach. On the beach, as it turns out. This is a very common thing anymore.
Were they barefoot, Ray?
Yeah, I think so. Because it was a nice beach near a hotel, so probably not a whole lot of broken glass or coral and things like that. So there was that, and the music was good, and the people were cool, and everybody was groovy, and caught the last bits of the July 1st sun, and then that turned into, hey, where are we going to go eat? And I said, I know where we're going to go eat. Cousin Troy's birthday.
Oh yeah,
at Pari's place.
You went to Pari's place.
I went to Pari's place
I
in
saw
my
pics.
beach clothes. In my beach clothes. Did you see? Okay, so there's one of the pictures on, I think it's on Troy's post here, and there's a guy in the background leaning over the table, and he's wearing yellow shorts with handprints on them.
Oh.
That's me.
Oh.
That's my bad. That's my doggin.
I'm sorry, I didn't expect that.
My doggin. My shorts. Thank you, Kitty Table, for bringing them all the way from Okinawa. And then Saturday, had an opportunity to go. Did you know that there's a bunch of falls? You know where the tank farm is?
I do.
By Leo Palace. Did you know that there's a bunch of falls down there in the valley?
There are, but I have never gone down there because it's going to be difficult.
Neither did I. Neither did I. And yes, it was difficult. It was muggy. It was red dirt. It was, and not just red dirt. It was red dirt mud. And I still have yet to get that out of the car.
Yeah, I don't know if that
and under my
underwear's
fingernails
probably stained.
Yeah, just throw it out. No point in just whatever. Just burn all the clothes as soon as they're dry enough to actually burn. So anyway, so I went down to the falls over behind the tank farm and came back through there, and that was nice. First time in a couple of years that I've been hiking in that part of the island, but absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you get to some spots and you just look at the view and go, okay, this is worth it. It was this was worth it. This was worth swimming in red dirt mud, and happy for the occasion. Then Sunday, a bunch of friends got together for a red, white, and blue howley barbecue. I'm not going to complain. It ended with a hot tub. There was a hot tub there.
Right.
Yeah, it was a whole lot of fun. And then God, I hope there's no pictures. And then yesterday. Woke up. There was a thing supposed to be taking place over at Jimmy D's. It actually did, but I didn't go because it was rainy and I knew I'd be miserable. But my friends did a beer mile. The guys from over at Southern Mountain Gear.
Oh yeah.
Beer mile. Yeah, I have no idea how it works, what the rules were, and it just sounded like it was going to be kind of a vomity situation.
Beer sounds good.
The beer, that part sounded good, but you got to chug and then run and chug and then run. And I thought, that's borderline alcohol abuse, isn't it?
It is.
I'm thinking about that. But anyway, so I missed out on that. Ended up doing some household chores and sitting around and cooking up steaks all night. I hope you likewise had an epic weekend. Love to hear about the adventures. Write about them on the Facebook side, YouTube side. Well, let's start with the YouTube guys first. J.R. Perez. I got the Howard Experience. It's Johnny Utah out in actual Utah. And let me see, Kitsuzu in Japan saying Ohio gozaimasu. And who's your Big Daddy 06? I think Gemma Bustamante might be lurking on the YouTube side as well. But I'm pretty sure she's on the Facebook side. So we'll get to those guys while we sing this old ditty.
Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came.
My new name is the Lord of Dankness. Okay, that might be one of a couple of things that I didn't make over the weekend that I really wanted to. I wanted to swing by Skinner Plaza for the arts and craft thing that they had there, and the concert.
Creatives.
Were
out that night.
But I was covered head to toe in red dirt, so I thought by the time I get home and clean up, it'll be Sunday morning. So I'll just I'll watch it on the videos. I'll watch the replay on the video. 6:27 in the morning on the Ray Gibson Show. All right, on the Facebook side, who do we got here at number one? Nobody's going to be surprised. This big man Rico Blankaflor.
Big man, morning, big man.
Always a thrill to see him online. Nick Perlowski right behind him. Mark Cruz doing his wavy thing. Scott K. Armstrong, Post Canteen online. And I did not see anywhere online that he mentioned whether or not we had a winner in the Post Canteen's Queen of Hearts drawing on Friday night. Let me know about it. We're all excited to find out. John Ray Titano was there. Pretty Sarita Garin and Dennis Larson. I got MT Farron. Jose Martinez says, morning, it's freaking Tuesday.
That's the attitude,
Thanks for the update. Appreciate it. Bennett Lohan, Duenas, Mike Grace Bloss is there. Ismael Velez. Good morning. There's Army Lynn. Dennis Benzer hanging out over the weekend. And Dennis was doing up some serious cooking over the weekend.
Oh, burgers?
Yeah. All kinds of stuff. It was just, it was everywhere. It was everywhere. Can I tell you, it was one of those kinds of parties where there were brownies. And I'm not saying they were. I'm not saying that they were laced with anything from anybody's like another Dennis, but I'm just saying I waited until I'd seen a couple of other people eat it before I actually had one. As it turns out, restaurant quality. Thank you very much. I got the Auntie Bennett Lohan Duenas, the hot sister of the program. Pam Duvall is there. Matt Galendez. There it is. There's the answer. No winner Friday. The jackpot, $4,450.
That's almost
$5,000. But look at the rate that it seems to be going up. Now I got to go back over the weeks to see where it is. But like tapas. It's never mind $1 here, $1 there. It's going bam, $300 worth. Benidosa Tau is there. De La Dead. Good morning to let me see, Henry Manglotya there. Rico asking, is it Friday yet? Buenos Zen Holiday. I got Tom Tahazi there. Sabine Chargalov saying greetings. Needing prayers for my hubby. Supposed to leave back to Texas today, but is at Navy Hospital at this time. Right on. All right. Well, it's kind of a fun squad here, but we know our way around the war room. So prayers to Sabine Chargalov's own hubby. Greg Baznight is there. Jerome McDonald, happy 4th of July from Southern California, Guam. Good morning, 93.3. Good to have you there. Simon Sanchez from the Consolidated Commission on Utilities is on the line. I'm waiting for him to call in and say, yeah, that surcharge thing, April Fools. Sorry about No, it's not April. I don't think that's going to happen. But I'm starting to freak out a little bit because starting to do the math. I get those little alerts and I go, okay, this many kilowatt hours times how much per kilowatt hour? And I'm going, is it possible that my power bill, just the power bill alone, could be touching $6,000-$7,000. You hear about that from guys.
It's a jump.
It could be a serious jump. Ken Brown is on from California. Good morning, Guam, from the far right coast where Greg Baznight happens to be. I've been seeing your traveling pictures. You are coming back, right? You're gonna make it back?
Yeah.
Joan Goko is there. Peter Santos saying, Happy Cinco de Julio. Joe Cruz. Oh, that's the real Joe Cruz. Margaret Estacchio online. Gerald Young, Lonnie Solis. I got Johnny Atulai online here this morning. The incredible and beautiful Belen Sidell with multiple Valentine's likes on the program. Love to see that. Who are we? Jim Moylan is there. Would that be soon to be Senator, Congressman?
Oh, yes. Good morning, sir.
Always good to have you there online. Saw a picture of you with my baby sister, Montecilva Tyron, over the weekend.
Oh, really?
Well, they had the candidates had kind of a very special Friday afternoon.
They chose the numbers.
They chose numbers. They chose numbers. Look, to you and me, it really doesn't make that much of a difference. But to people that are running for political office, this is it's like a high holy holiday.
Yeah.
I think Maria Pangilinan actually comes out with like a gown and a pointy hat like the Archbishop. and there's people from the Election Commission with incense following them around and a big bowl with numbers.
Very ceremonial.
Yeah. It's a whole thing, bro. Whole thing. Vivian Castro Leon is there. Ken August in Heffelbred. Good to see you there. Rainy morning. Oh, she's in Mindoro. Belen Sidell is in Mindoro in the Philippines.
I know where that's not. Where is that?
We looked it up one day.
Okay.
We looked it up one day. one of those places where you better have GPS. You know, find your way there and back home. Who else is playing around? Ken, Joe, and Goko. Must not be a pretty secure facility. Oh, yeah, I guess there was that over the weekend. I'm not the only one that had an epic weekend. A couple of guys decided that they wanted to enjoy Independence Day out from under the watchful eyes or not of the people over at the Department of Corrections.
We'll be hearing about that.
I don't know. We'll get a debrief on that a little bit later on, right?
Oh, soon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keisha Haynes is online. Right-click, new name, Sarah Lake, online with us this morning, and so is Brad Wood. Zoe Tepahago Jr., James Howard, oh my God, you reviled but secret identity, revealed the secret identity. King Dank Carey on Citizens and Smoke Quality Green. This means something to people that smoke, but they're just a bunch like a word salad to me. Just, all right.
He's Irie.
Okay. Again or still? Okay.
Still.
Jose Tetbago, tyrant governor lunacy has extended the public health emergency again. Yeah, I thought maybe that would come up in the conversation at some point. Cheryl Oshai is there. David Lazard, Harvey Egna, Biba.
Oh, Biba Harvey, I saw you, yeah.
Verna Chargaloff, Mendiola,
saw you online.
and Tunduk online. Rekanata, Kenny Williams is out there. Luke S. and Angel, and everybody else playing around. Meanwhile, $20 allocated for smart. $20 million allocated for a smart park doesn't sound so smart. You know, I'm not going to say that I've done any significant research on the matter, but I can tell, I think by the tenor of the editorials and online contributions, that there are not a whole lot of people that are in love with this smart park idea that they're foisting out from over at the Guam Visitors Bureau. I can sort of see both sides. You know, it's nice to have attractions, nice to have things to do for the people that live here and for the people that are coming. Because we don't have a Chuck E. Cheese anymore.
No
more Chuck E. Cheese.
We can't be a kid there anymore, Ray.
But you can be a kid over at the smart park. I suppose maybe if we looked at it from that. But like I said, just based on some of the commentary, I think there's a very narrow margin of people that are crazy about the idea. I mean, even Helen Middlebrook is writing in the newspaper about, let's have a park facility, and we don't need something with, the fake flying pros and all of it. How about we just have a playground that doesn't smell like pee? Can we? Are we big enough? We might be able to have, and we'll just breathe free, clean pee, urine smell-free air. Is there a way that we might be able to do something like that? We don't have to step over trash all the time. Maybe we could use $20 million to sort something like that out. But we'll talk about that and other things as the program continues. 6:34 in the morning on the Ray Gibson Show. Items in the table of comments, table of contents, and things that are in my head as I go kind of rushing through all of this stuff and I'm not sure to what degree I can talk about it. I know I cannot talk about the cases because you raise your right hand, and I raised my right hand on Friday.
You got the right one up, not the left?
The guy had to show me. They got a guy over at the courthouse.
I directed you.
So here's the deal. I went all the way through the voir dire, and they never got to asking me a question that I could comfortably and truthfully say, yeah, I can't deal with this. So I am apparently now a member of the grand jury.
That's what the ankle monitor's
That's
for,
it.
Ray.
66560, yo. I'm in the J pool, and as soon as we were done, we got back up to the room where we're supposed to wait for another hour before something else happens. And I said, okay, we're J. All the others suck.
Tattoos for everybody.
We're getting jackets and patches and hats and T-shirts. We're going to be like, we're the J team, the J squad, right? That's what the J in jury stands for. That's us, baby. We're going to be the best jury group ever. Now, the reason why I'm actually mentioning and talking about it is because there is now a weekly obligation for me to make a phone call on Wednesday to find out if they need me on Thursday. So
I don't know about that, Ray.
Well, there's a whole apparently section under law where if I don't, there's fines and maybe even jail time. That's how they get you to volunteer for stuff like this.
SWAT for you, dude.
Yeah.
Bust your door open.
They bust these doors open. So there may be times, kids, where I might need to leave the show only on Thursdays a little early. I hope, I don't know, like drive time or something. I don't know. We'll play videos, best of. It's the best of the Ray Gibson show. But here's the deal. If I do this, it's only for 6 months. Okay? Only for 6 months. Doesn't start till August. Only for 6 months, A. And then B, once it's all done, I don't think I will be called up again for jury duty for like another 5 years. And by then, I'll be 66 and ineligible for jury duty anyway. So if I can deal with this, is what I told myself so I could sleep. If I can deal with the pain and the anxiety of every Wednesday night picking up the phone, not knowing if the Attorney General has sent down some really important cases for me to go over with the other members of jury pool J. I'm just saying, there could be those moments. So now I've gotten it out of my chest. I've gotten it out of my system. If I've done something wrong or illegal by talking about this, you can talk to my lawyer. His name's Bob Klitsky. Might talk to Bob Klitsky as well this morning. There's a FOIA that he sent out to Jane Flores. And I will read I read the contents of it, and I'm like, yeah, this is interesting because it was attached to an email promoting the Rally for Roe.
Oh, the protests. They got canceled, man.
Yeah, I got canceled
because
I
couldn't make it. It's raining.
Because God made it rain yesterday to cancel the Rally for Roe. There's your message. Could it be any clearer? Anyway, so he wrote off a letter to her asking about the different polities and honesty, email communications, and public records for a variety of things that I don't know that they mentioned Roe v. Wade or anything. That's why I think it's curious as to what this is. So we'll get with the judge, Bob Camacho, perhaps a little bit later on to debrief us on what happened and another couple of runaways over at the Department of Corrections. In the meantime, 888-8255-797 if you've got cool memes that you want to share online here this morning. And Donna De Jesus, are you ready for your first big look at headlines? Are you ready for the 6:30 headlines at 6:37?
Yes.
Here it comes. Donna, what happened?
The skeletal remains found in Harmon last Thursday are believed to be those of a man in his late 50s to early 60s. A photo ID was located at the scene near Mendioka Street. Detectives say there were no indications of a struggle and no apparent signs of foul play. GPD will not be releasing the man's name until they speak with his family and get confirmation from the Chief Medical Examiner's office. The investigation is ongoing. And Revan Tax has announced that the last batch of All Rise payments have been processed, totaling $58,400. The 63 payments consist of 27 paper checks and 36 electronic funds transfers. Those with questions or concerns about All Rise payments can call the Revan Tax call center at 635-1840. And GPD is warning the community about a fake social media post. The post on a Facebook group named Navy Guam Cells shows two men asking for help and claiming to be homeless. A press release states that the post identifies the two attacked a 33-year-old single mom with a knife 2 days ago. Research done by GPD implies that the social media post may be fake. This post and many others are being tracked. And those are your local headlines on The Point.
I got you. 6:40 in the morning, and we got pictures coming in of sunrise here. This from Sarita's phone. Ooh, look at that sunrise.
Morning, Sarah.
So pretty. Mostly sunny skies in the forecast for today, and it looks like we've got the crepuscular rays as it breaks over the island. Yeah, that's nice. Let me see. I got some more of that, and star power here. Is that Johnny? Yeah, there's Johnny Rosario and cousin Troy over at Pari's on Friday night, and in the background, like I said, you might make out. It's an outfit, ladies and gentlemen, visible from space.
You're yellow, Ray.
It's very yellow in that picture. There's a yellow shorts with the handprints on the doggin part.
You're the big banana.
I am the doggin of the Duchess of Dank.
The Duchess of Doggin.
And there's a picture of Bob Marley looking at me like that. You see it, Bob Marley just eyeing me? What you getting for there?
What's going on, guy?
They had really good lumpia. There was really good lumpia there that night, and I was only there for a couple of rounds before it all got done. So I'm sorry I missed all the good. I'd seen some pictures of folks after I left. It's a whole different crowd apparently. I was there, and Sarita was there, and Sandra Regis was there, and Beaster Rusinova was there, and And then I saw these pictures from must have been later on in the night of people I had no idea who they are, didn't recognize.
It came in waves,
a
Ray.
soul. Yeah, must have been. 6:41 in the morning. The Gibson Show. It's Tuesday, and there will be more after these.
Half a day. Patsy Gogri from Security Title here with information about what a title company does. The title side of our business determines who owns a property and guarantees your ownership with a title insurance policy. The escrow side acts as an independent third party, managing the transfer of money and documents between the buyer, seller, lenders, and others. Security Title has a management of real estate closings down to a science. Give us a call. We are here to help.
JV International Safety Equipment has it all for you. Fall protection, rain gear, traffic signs, speed bumps, custom signs and banners, PPEs, fire extinguishers, plus more. Check them out on Facebook at JV International Safety Equipment Company or visit their website, www.jvisec.com. JV International Safety Equipment, Guam's leader in occupational and environmental safety equipment. Call 688-9524. JV International Safety Equipment, located in Harmon Industrial Park.
Come try Guam's original Chamorro restaurant with Pica's Best 5 years running. Mezcla Chamorro Fusion Bistro. Experience Chef Peter's candied salmon over scallion coconut rice, octopus to naktak, Chamorro platter, and their award-winning gourmet hamburgers. Or if you're looking for something healthy, try their keto-friendly menu. Come and enjoy Mezcla's half-a-day service at their Hagåtña and Grand Plaza Tuman location. Call their Hagåtña location at 479-2652 for reservations.
6:43, you're late for school. I'd pop that in there just for fun.
I got scared for a second.
Right? Did you just wait.
Panic.
It's still July, still only July. All right, what do we got here? A little bit of traffic up at Anderson Air Force Base. Not a whole lot here. Southbound Marine Corps Drive into Dededo. Looking fairly clear until you get right up around the intersection of 1 and 3. Not sure why, but it's running slow even before you get there. So expect some delays. Looks like we got some traffic in and out of Atacao. Not quite making its way towards Marine Corps Drive. And a little bit of traffic looks like over around the utility headquarters out in Manila. Don't see a whole lot else that's going to slow you down. A little bit of intersection traffic through Marine Corps Drive, and then Route 4 into town. Not so bad until it looks like we might have a little bit of traffic there around the grocery store. Route 8 into town looking pretty clear, and don't see anything happening on Marine Corps Drive southbound all the way down to Big Navy in Sumai. Running very, very slow here. In fact, the traffic is worse up north than it is down south today. There it is. 6:44, you're right now traffic on the point.
As part of our ongoing commitment to keeping you connected, GTA is proud to participate in the Affordable Connectivity Program. The Affordable Connectivity Program, or ACP, provides eligible households with a $30 credit toward internet or mobile services. And now, if you qualify for ACP, you can get internet for as low as $28 a month. We're making it simple for both new and existing customers to apply this credit toward GTA internet and mobile services. To see if you qualify, visit gta.net. GTA, we start with you.
Subway's Eat Fresh Refresh brings you the sequel to the Sweet Onion Chicken Teriyaki. Enjoy the new Sweet Onion Steak Teriyaki. Delight your taste buds with tender, juicy steak marinated in the tangy new Sweet Onion Teriyaki sauce and stacked high on toasted artisan Italian bread, topped with American cheese, green peppers, red onions, and drizzled with the tangy new Sweet Onion Teriyaki sauce. The new Sweet Onion Steak Teriyaki is the height of food craveability. Give in to your cravings at Subway. Eat fresh.
Can do. 6:45 in the morning, and portions of the program brought to you by the guys over at NissanGuam.com, the World Wide Web. What kind of automobile you got your mind on? Well, I got the picture of the Frontier here. Let me see if there's something else that you might enjoy. Oh, the Pathfinder. Your path forward here. All right, and you're going, man, I wonder what the down payment on something like that is. Don't worry about the down payment. We got it covered over at Nissan. You come in and tell you what, just show us enough that'll get you some a good interest rate, and they're doing interest now at 1.99 finance. Super easy financing, great prices, wonderful people, excellent service, and safety built into every single one of these rides. And I can't remember, but I want to say that the Pathfinder may also be in the 30-plus club. Might not be, but check it out today at NissanGuam.com.
News to fill your mind. Talk to get it out. The Ray Gibson Show. Call now, 888-8255.
It's 6:46 in the morning. I had an epic weekend. While I was getting in touch with my parts of the criminal justice system, apparently there were a couple of other guys that were trying to run away from the criminal justice system. Donovan Gil Mondia and Iverson Chewick had managed to escape the custody of the Department of Corrections. They're the director of the Department of Corrections, Bob Camacho, on the line. Good morning, Robert. Buenas de Navidad. Happy belated independence.
Same to you, my friend.
All right.
Yeah.
So, what was the story here? How'd these guys manage to evade captivity?
Well, what happened was on July 1st, around 10 p.m., the officer did a head count and saw that the two individuals were missing. And this was at the Dome facility at DOC. There was one officer and about 60 inmates at that particular facility. There's 4 domes and one officer in each dome. And so, from what I understand is that they went to use the restroom and it took longer than he thought. The officer at the time wasn't paying attention, and apparently they escaped by jumping the fence, and they used their clothing to cover the barbed wire and extract themselves from the facility. So within about half an hour, we caught one of them. Our special operations response team reacted, and then within an hour or so, the other one was retrieved at a nearby church area. So we did respond quickly, but of course, we're doing this investigation of what transpired and how, the protocol is to, of course, monitor all the movements of the inmates, and we're gonna have to look at what videos we have and what transpired, why the individual did not follow through. And so,
you said there was one officer for 60 inmates?
That's right. So we are strapped with officers, but we do have about 14 officers right now going through the academy, and so that will be completed around October. So we just graduated 6 just recently. So it's a continuous thing. We have about 80 officers right now currently, or applicants for a correction officer. We're going through that through DOA. We had a labor, a job fair, and so we're doing what we can to get the officers, and then of course we have military deployments.
Right. But as usual, that's always you factor that in almost immediately with many of your men and women. Any chance to I don't know. I mean, I don't know if the guy over at GPD is able to send anybody over, but I mean, are there extra guys over at like the airport that might be able to come by and help out? Any retirees that you can bring back? I mean, port guys? Can you bring in the port guys? Do we really need all of those guys over there, or is it possible we could bring them in and help fill the gap for you over at DOC?
Well, right now, we're making some adjustments in our manpower. We're doing 6 days work weeks, and we're using the parole officers and the internal affairs officers to supplement the manpower. We also, looking at options like that. We have about 2 retirees who are interested in coming back. So we are looking at all the different options, yes, and of course, every single law enforcement officers are struggling. Even GPD, I think they're losing like 5 other officers to another agency and some law enforcement.
Oh, plus just the retirees coming out of the Department of GPD. Yeah. I mean, they've got some old mossbacks, been around for a long time, and we were unable to convince them to stick around for a couple more years of fun. There's in the magistrate report. There's a part that speaks about an opening at the bottom of the fence line. I'm assuming that would be in the dome area. So did they go over the fence or did they go under the fence?
From what we understand, they went over the fence.
Okay.
Because we looked at some of where the T-shirts were found, and the mud that was on the fence line and all that. So that's what we understand it to be.
Okay, now they're already in custody of the Department of Corrections for one case or another. At this time, are there going to be other charges levied against them based on that escape, as there were for the last couple of guys?
Yes, 5 years. They're looking at another 5 years incarceration for the escape.
Whew. Hope it was worth it. Hope it was worth it. All right. Well, so I'm assuming that the investigation is not yet complete, and you've still got more to go.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Well, I'll let you get to it. I appreciate you reaching out to us early this morning to help illuminate things and clear the air as much as possible. It sounds like, the situation at the Department of Corrections has not changed all that much. I mean, you just got, you're in the manager's seat, but absent, the personnel and the support, I think this might be a conversation, unfortunately, that we're going to be having on a regular basis. We got to figure out how to batten down the hatches at DOC.
For sure. Yes, we are. We are doing our best, for sure.
Gotcha. All right, you take very good care, Bob. I'll see you pretty soon. 6:52 in the morning, 888-8255, 888-TALK is the telephone number. Robert Camacho from the Department of Corrections on, what is this, the fifth now? The two guys.
Lost count, Ray.
2x2x2 since he's gotten there?
Yeah. I think it was 2, then
but
1.
But if you don't have the people to watch, I mean, it's not like Bob Camacho can be there 24 hours a day,
That's
7 days
true.
a week, watching 60 guys. I mean, it obviously needs some help over at the Department of Corrections. I cannot think of a worse job to have, to be a guard.
Yeah, nobody wants to work there.
The Department of Corrections with some of the guys, and this one of them wasn't in for. I mean, this was not a small time case here that he was in for. Mondia held on a criminal case on felony charges, 2 counts of aggravated assault, 2 counts of criminal mischief. So these kind of dangerous. I don't want to cross paths with them. And I can't imagine doing that even for a living, and the pay that these guys get. 6:53 in the morning. I think maybe somebody needs to take another hard look at. And I know I would like to say, gee, is there a way that you can privatize that? But boy, you start talking about privatized prison facilities, and people come out of the woodwork. Oh my God, this is the worst thing that could possibly happen. Is they end up being slaves to the system. We'd make them work, we wouldn't pay them, and we'd never let them out, especially if they're good at whatever it is that that they're doing that we're not paying them enough money for. But there's got to be some kind of a give and take. There's got to be some kind of a compromise solution. Otherwise, and these are, look. Here's the thing, guys. We put it together in our heads. You got the cops out there doing what the cops have to do. There was a story about somebody, they pulled him over for speeding. Naturally, there was some crystal methamphetamine in the car. It's a cliche anymore. The police pull you over, they're going to find something in the car anymore. And another example of how crystal methamphetamine will make you stupid. If you've got crystal meth in the car, you don't go speeding. You don't go calling attention to yourself.
No.
Not too fast, not too slow, right?
Yeah.
Hey, both hands on the wheel, seatbelt on.
Insurance and registration up to date.
Radio station, is it playing one of the Christian stations?
Yes.
Jesus is Michael, but what a friend we have in Jesus. That's the picture that you want to present to the police officer if you get pulled over. Sorry, officer, sir. And none of these furtive glances, and gritting your teeth or any of that stuff. So the guy's calling attention to himself by going fast. Cop pulls him over. Excuse me, what's that in plain sight? Oh, is that? I'm sorry, that's my meth pipe. I've been smoking meth, tweaking right now. And it's like, wow, it's like you have two faces, officer. And then the cop effects an arrest. We have a caller, and then puts him in the criminal justice system. Maybe. The guy is going to go to trial sometime soon. Maybe the guy is going to get gavelled in by a judge and thrown in the clink. Maybe, but once they're in the clink, there's another one of these places where we've got a gap in the criminal justice system, and I don't know what to do about it. I've talked till I'm blue in my face at a variety of people in and out of the legislature and the correction system about how I think we really need to make an investment. Maybe we can use, I don't know, some of those hundreds of millions of ARP money. And figure out how we can use some of that to leverage the construction of a new Department of Corrections. State of the art. I'm not talking about, these little old domes that somebody put in there once upon a time.
No fences, just like high walls.
No, it's fence. No, you still got the fence.
Fence outside the high walls?
Yes, fence outside the high walls, electrified.
German Shepherds.
German Shepherds, Doberman Pinschers, Rottweilers on the outside with no vocal cards, silent attack dogs, right? That's what we want out there. And just, as a deterrent to keep these guys inside. But a nice, I don't want to say a nice place because, it's prison.
A clean facility.
A clean facility, right?
Yeah.
And some place that is safe, some place where we can, I don't want to say warehouse this population, but, while they're being safe, while they're doing time, while they're counting days and nights, they can also, you can have parts of the facility that would be state-of-the-art educational rooms.
Trades.
Some place where we get, exactly.
Degrees.
I'd like to see something like that. Anyway, 6:57 and change in the Ray Gibson Show. 888-8255, 888-TALK is the telephone number as we say, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to your short work week. It's Tuesdays. You make your way through, and there's some things that you might need to know about today. I'm not the right guy to tell you about them, but at least one person, I think it was Jose Tetpago, that was remarking about how there has been an extension of the public health emergency.
Yay!
We might be the only people that report that here. I don't know if I had not seen it anywhere. Now, granted, I have not seen a lot of the newspapers. I got today's PDN, today's Post, and yesterday's Post. So as far as I know, Saturday and Sunday didn't happen, didn't exist. So unless there's something in there that you've seen. But I'm sitting on the couch and I'm going over the emails and I'm like, yeah, get this one from Crystal Paco where they're talking about how certain executive orders had been rescinded. And I thought, oh my, is this it? Is this the big deal from the governor's office? Independence Day, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to lift finally the public health emergency. Well, as it turns out, the executive orders that were rescinded had nothing to do with the dates on the public health emergency. There was a subsequent and independent one that said, yeah, further to extending the public health emergency until August. August, ladies and gentlemen. A public health emergency since August. Maybe they're pushing for a full 3 years. Maybe that's what it is. We're just, you know what? We're going to wait until the last day of the administration, and then that one, like right before inauguration, that's when the public health emergency is going to end. Because as you can tell, people falling down, sick and dying. Just they're out of the. Everybody seems to be sick. Well, not so. I mean,
only my vaccinated friends, Ray.
I've detected a little bit of, I'm not going to say a surge, but I note that more and more people are coming to me and saying that, oh, yeah, I got COVID again. Really? So, 2 shots, a booster and another booster, and you still got that COVID again. Why are we having this conversation? Why is this still a public health emergency? And somebody explained to me this the alarming thing, the sudden adult death syndrome. Have you seen that bit of fear porn that's coming out? I got somebody on Twitter. Every time somebody of a certain age group dies and it makes the headline, the question is, vaxxed? Vaxxed? Don't get a whole lot of answers, unfortunately. Hey, I'll tell you what. We got to break in to find out what's going on in the Fox News. Maybe they'll do a story about how President Joe Biden's got the best ratings for a president in the history of the United States of America. Actually, the opposite is true. We'll talk about why in the next hour of the program. Stand by now. Fox News playing KUSG. I got you. This is The Point.
This is a Fox News alert. A deadly shooting at a holiday parade. I'm Rich Dennison. At least 6 people are dead, dozens of others wounded after a gunman opened fire at a 4th of July parade in Highland Park, Illinois, north of Chicago.
Police have confirmed that they did indeed recover a weapon, a rifle, from the scene, that the gunman fired from a rooftop down on the crowd of people enjoying the parade. This description we have of the shooter right now is not really that detailed. A male, 18 to 20 white males wearing either a white or a blue shirt with long black hair. No indication that the suspect is barricaded at any location. So the people in Highland Park are being encouraged to stay indoors, shelter in place.
Fox's Mike Tobin in Chicago. Flags at Kentucky state buildings will be lowered to half-staff tomorrow morning in honor of 3 officers who were killed last Thursday when a man opened fire as they attempted to serve a warrant in Allen, a small town in eastern Kentucky. A canine police dog was also killed and several other law enforcement officials were wounded. Russian President Vladimir Putin today declared victory in the eastern Ukrainian region of Luhansk, a day after Ukrainian forces withdrew from their last remaining line of resistance in the province. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, through a translator, discussed Russia's attacks on civilians.
Why does Russia need to shell hospitals? How can they give orders to carry out aviation strikes against hospitals or maternity wards?
Zelensky says 12 million Ukrainians have been displaced by the Russian invasion, and many of their homes and businesses have been destroyed. Nathan's famous 4th of July hot dog eating contest returned to its traditional location in Brooklyn's Coney Island neighborhood after 2 years elsewhere because of the pandemic. Joey Jaws Chestnut won the men's competition by downing 63 hot dogs and buns. Women's record holder Miki Sudo ate 40 to win her event. America's listening to Fox News.
$15 might not get you that far, but Chili's is bucking the trend with $15 meal deals. At Chili's, $15 gives you not one, not two, but 3-course meal deals complete with a drink, a starter, and an entree. Mix and match 3-course meals 15 ways to Sunday with soup, salad, or chips and salsa to start, and ranchero chicken tacos, honey chipotle crispers with rice, bacon ranch quesadillas, or personal fajitas for the main course. Build your own $15 meal deal at Chili's. More life and great value happen here.
Half a day, this is Honey. Here at APL, our expertise and extensive network can help you grow your business and reach out to more global markets. As a responsible carrier, APL is also committed to a sustainable future, whether it's protecting the environment or investing our efforts in giving back to the community. Our dedicated teams in Guam, Saipan, and on U.S. mainland are here to support you. Call 588-4651 or visit apl.com.
Heavy rain was hampering the search in Italy for those unaccounted for, perhaps as many as 15, a day after an enormous chunk of alpine glacier broke off and slammed into hikers. Italian state TV said a body was located today, raising to 7 the known death toll of the avalanche from the Marmolada Glacier a day earlier. Airline delays and cancellations continue for many holiday travelers.
As of right now, delays far outweighing cancellations. For the last several weeks, millions of people have been dealing with either delays or cancellations. Airlines say staffing shortages, poor weather, external factors, all forcing changes. But pressure is building on the Biden administration to ensure passengers are not shortchanged. Over the weekend, Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg tweeted out some travel advice, saying sometimes an airline is going to offer you points or miles, but he wanted to let people know they also could get a cash refund when their flight is canceled. He says they need to weigh whether or not it's worth to have the money or the miles, depending on what they are valuing.
Fox's Mark Meredith. Boston is bringing back a popular 4th of July event put on hold during the pandemic.
For the first time in 3 years, conductor Keith Lockhart and the Boston Pops Orchestra will perform at the Hatch Memorial Shell on the Charles River Esplanade on Independence Day. The pandemic had altered the celebration with virtual performances and even a different location last year. Performers for the Boston Pops fireworks extravaganza include Grammy winners Shaka Khan and Heather Headley. Boston Magazine reports there will be remembrances and tributes this year with a segment dedicated to Ukraine, as well as musical numbers from the late Stephen Sondheim. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
One of the top movie and theater directors to come out of the UK has died. Peter Brook is best known in the States for directing the 1963 movie Lord of the Flies. French media reports say he died in Paris on Saturday. Brook was 97 years old. I'm Rich Dennison, and this is Fox News.
Wow, nice smile. So perfect and all.
Thanks. I owe it all to Dr. Robert Yang and his smile team. They do wonders for a healthy, happy mouth.
Got teeth? Don't wait until they hurt. Schedule your routine checkup and cleaning with Dr. Yang and his smile team. Suite 119 in the East West Business Center, Upper Tumon. Call 647-8702 or 3.
The best thing that happened to teeth since toothpaste.
Dr. Yang and his smile team.
They make smiles happen.
Is your business ready for digital transformation? The latest Wi-Fi technology is here, and it's Docomo Pacific's WorkPass, powered by Plume. WorkPass unlocks connectivity, productivity, and security tools all in the palm of your hand. Access features like adaptive Wi-Fi, guest and employee networks, evolving AI security, plus so much more. To learn more about WorkPass, visit business.docomopacific.com. Docomo Pacific Business. Work better together.
Check out the newest hydro and garden center to hit Guam, Crop King Hydro. We have a huge selection of plant nutrients, soils, hydroponic mediums, organic pest control pumps, plant support, tools, and so much more. Call 635-4769. 635-GROW. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6 at the Dededo Satina Mall, right across from Payless and Paradise Fitness. For whatever you grow, think Crop King Hydro. Crop King Hydro.
Alpha Day at 7:06. I'm Donna De Jesus. Here's a look at your local news on The Point. The defense team for Suruhanu and former Port Authority police officer Frank Cosa Nicholas will begin to question his accuser today. Defense attorney Jay Ariola is set to cross-examine the woman who testified in Superior Court on Friday that San Nicolas had raped her in a Tangisan Beach cave in May of 2020. She testified that she was afraid to report San Nicolas because he was a police officer. The victim revealed they originally went into the cave to meditate. She did not believe it would be a sexual act, so she allowed him to undress her and rub coconut oil on her. She told the court that San Nicolas told her this was what the ancestors wanted when he raped her. The victim said that this experience had greatly affected her spirituality and her trust. San Nicolas was acquitted in December of 2021 in a separate case that included similar charges. Trial is set to continue this morning at 9:30 with Judge Arthur Barcenas. Meanwhile, two men were seen breaking into Guaranteed Auto in Harmon. Surveillance footage showed 36-year-old Tongay Paul climbing over the front gate around 8:30 Friday night. Paul can be seen pulling a wheeled toolbox reported to be worth $600. Paul then returned and stole more items. The other man was identified as 30-year-old Roger Wolbert, and he appeared to be looking for a way to run away from officers. Court documents state that Wolbert says Paul is known as the Stealer around the area. Paul and Wolbert were each charged with burglary as a second-degree felony and theft of property as a third-degree felony. And the Navy mom charged with the death of her 16-month-old daughter is seeking an attorney. 28-year-old Aisha Nichelle Copeland had her arraignment hearing delayed twice in Superior Court to allow her time to find legal counsel. She does not qualify for a court-appointed attorney and remains held on $100,000 bail. Documents state that Copeland drowned her baby in a bathtub before authorities found her at Two Lovers Point, carrying her daughter in a carrier and threatening to jump. The child's death was ruled a homicide by a forensic pathologist. Copeland faces charges of aggravated murder and murder, both as first-degree felonies. She is scheduled to appear before Magistrate Judge Benjamin Sison today. We'll have more news right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, the Super American Circus is back on Guam, performing 8 shows per week at the PIC Hotel. Witness thrilling acts like the motorcycle team and the Globe of Danger, the amazing Skywheel, the high-flying motorcycle, acrobats, beautiful aerial ballerinas, jugglers, and more. Get your tickets now, www.superamericancircus.com. Get free tickets for kids at Burger King and Circle K 76, valid for the month of July. Presented by Burger King and Circle K 76.
A mental health mobile crisis response team, which government officials say will help law enforcement and firefighters with de-escalating tense situations, is long overdue. This from Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center Director Therese Terlahi, who says the program has been a topic since the 60s. A release states that the mobile crisis response team will deal with mental health situations after police secure the scene. Ariola says the team could have been used in recent situations, particularly when a mother had her infant daughter strapped to her chest while threatening to jump off Two Lovers Point. Ariola states that the mobile crisis response team has already launched its first phase last month. The second phase will begin in September. The newly launched team is one of Ariola's top 3 accomplishments since she was appointed the director of Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center in 2019. And Guam will be hosting a liberation parade for the first time in 2 years, and GVB President and CEO Carl Gutierrez made the formal announcement last Friday that this year's Grand Marshal will be Our Lady of Camalan. In a news conference, it was announced that there will be 219 free parade slots from the Anigua KFC to the Bank of Hawaii building that will be assigned on a first-come, first-served basis. Sign-ups will open on Wednesday, July 13 at Paseo Stadium. Float judging will also be different this year. The public will vote through social media, and more details are forthcoming. And those are your top stories. Back to Ray with weather.
They're going to do this on social media?
The voting of the float.
I'm just saying, I'm a tech guy, right? And I'm just saying that it's going to be one of those things where somebody's going to say, all right, we got to do whatever it takes to beat Santa Rita, right? It's got to be we're the smallest, ugliest village on Guam, and so we got the ugliest float ever, but we're going to win this. Anybody that's not on the float. All right, anybody's not on the float, your job is to do like they do in the online polls. And
log in, baby.
You log in and vote, log out, log back in, vote,
fake
log
profile.
back out, fake profile, do the whole thing. Yeah. There's no way that we're going to be able. Yeah, this is going to be exciting to watch here. 7:11 in the morning on the Ray Gibson Show. It's the weather time. Apparently, they got a mix-up here, and they gave us yesterday's weather today. It's mostly sunny today with highs near 88 degrees, east wind 6 to 10 miles an hour. Yeah, this is the part where in a karaoke bar you'd go, Moichido, start all over again. I didn't like the weather yesterday. Can we have today off instead? Partly cloudy in the forecast tonight. Overnight lows of about 77 degrees. Great sunrise shots coming in here. This is Real Joe Cruz's attempt at a heterosexual sunrise picture this morning.
Thank you, Ray.
Did an outstanding job. Hold on a second. Wait, hold on. I'll put it up on the screen so everybody can say, ooh, that's so pretty. I think I got some from Jeff over at Pirates Cove. I'll see if I can get that up on the screen here as I'm talking about weather for the rest of the weekend. Oh, and you know what? I was talking earlier about that girl fight, and as it turns out, it was here on Guam. I thought some of the
you
the
recognize
images,
some things?
I recognize some things. Dude, I think I know the guy with the orange hair. But anyway, so sunrise over at Pirates Cove here this morning while I conclude. Scattered showers and thunderstorms creeping in Wednesday night. Mostly cloudy skies then. And overnight lows should be about 77 degrees. With a heat index, it'll feel like 96 degrees here today. Sunrise was at 5:58 and sunset tonight is going to be at 6:52. Hashtag tell the others. There it is. News and weather together on The Point.
Your everyday expenses could be earning you savings and rewards with Pacific Points. Earn and redeem points at Shell, Foodies Guam, and IT&E. Want free fuel from Shell and free snacks from Foodies Guam? Sign up for Pacific Points. Want to save on your home internet and cell phone bill? Claim bill rebates and free prepaid cards at IT&E. Want to save on travel costs? Convert points to United Mileage Plus miles. Sign up for free at PacificPoints.com or download the app. Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Attention! Lolita Kamet is now with Hafaday Realty. She'll always be that hardworking and passionate real estate professional who is committed to helping you make a difference in your life and helping you achieve the American dream of home ownership. She also specializes in commercial leasing, land sales, local residential sales leasing, military and corporate relocation. So for all your real estate needs, call Lolita Kamet now with Hafaday Realty at 688-6743. That's 688-6743.
Our Lady of Camelot. Is that what the news story
That was
said?
the music in the background?
No.
Oh.
No, but that's every Catholic school kid knows that one there.
Yeah.
I'm just so that's going to be the parade marshal?
I don't know.
Do they do that? You know, this has been a season of firsts, if you will. All right, portions of the program brought to you by the guys over at APL American President Lines, a global presence with a local home. And about 14 minutes ago, without a whole lot of great fanfare, they unlocked the doors to California Pizza Kitchen in Agana because it's breakfast time. And some of you, depending on how epic your weekend was, maybe you need a little kickstart here. May I offer you some fresh apple juice, fresh orange juice, cranberry juice, and mango juice, all of which can be enjoyed mimosa style. Yes. Is it too early for that? No, never too early for that. They give that to you on the airplane rides on the way out of here. You're getting on the airplane. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Here's some alcohol, and nobody ever bats an eye at that. We got pizza for breakfast because it is California Pizza Kitchen. You're going to have pizza, sunny side up, bacon and potatoes. They've got a huevos rancheros and a shaved mushroom pizza with egg on it. That makes it all breakfasty. If you've decided over the weekend that maybe you partied a little bit hard and you need to turn over a new leaf for the rest of the summer, they have healthy breakfast for you. Sonoma omelet. I mean, just the name Sonoma, doesn't that sound like it's healthy? It's mindful. Like, there's spirituality that got put into that. You've got a smoked salmon toast, protein breakfast bowls, acai. I don't even know what's in it, but it's a big deal among people that are watching out for their health. Go and watch out for yours for breakfast at California Pizza Kitchen.
Bringing you closer to the action. Any speaker, anytime. Watch and listen live on ThePOINT.gu.
I got you. 7:16. I hate to make it one of those Tuesday mornings where we spend a lot of time talking about crime and punishment, but it's been in my head. I get the jury thing from Friday. That's in my head, and then over the weekend, I thought I saw a couple of blurbs where they were talking about some thievery going on in the village of Petey, and I'm going, no, absolutely not. Must have been outsiders coming in to do their dirty work, because I know the people of Petey aren't like that. Their mayor, Guam's favorite mayor, according to Pika Magazine, on Pika's favorite radio station. Good morning, Mayor Alec.
Half a day. Good morning.
Buenos dias.
I thought we were talking about liberation, but let me just...
No, we'll jump into liberation as well, but I mean, I thought that was just heinous. It's...
I tell you, that the day before that happened, over at the park.
Yeah.
And, I said, Josh, since I've been in office, we've done so many things here at Santos Park, and we've left so many types of things, and we've never really experienced any vandalism. So, we'll cross our fingers, pray, and hopefully everything's going to be okay. Oh, my gosh, the next day we see that. And, none of us, honestly, it just looks a little... it looks like someone's a little upset about what they're doing. They didn't harm the canoe. They didn't damage the canoe or its pieces, which, and we're thinking, well, they know the value of that canoe, and it's.
Well, we don't have a great phone conversation. We're dropping off in some sections. Any idea who it might have been? Have you working with the police department to see if you can get things restored and returned?
No, we don't have an idea, but the police is on it. Everyone's calling, all the different police divisions were calling about. And the community crimes task force is on it as well. So. Okay. The police are on it.
Anybody in the area got any video cameras?
No, there are none, unfortunately.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
I mean, not even like, because I mean, there's people that live not too far away from there. Maybe somebody's got something that faces the street.
Yeah, no.
Darn. Okay, darn.
And it's so crazy how we contemplated it. We did contemplate a surveillance system in the park but we just never got to it. And so it's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. It's also unfortunate. I'm having a hard time with this phone conversation. I know you're busy this morning, so as we get closer and closer to liberation, we'll find you on a different phone and see if we can do a full-blown conversation on what's happening from the mayor's council perspective for that and other activities. It's interesting to see that they're dismantling the old casino at Paseo finally.
Yeah, that's right. But let me go back. You're talking about Santorini Cumberland, and can we talk about? I know our connection is bad, but let's talk about Santorini Cumberland.
It would be the first time that I'm aware of.
Yeah. It is the first, and so of course, former Governor Gutierrez decided to call her the Grand Marshal, and some people don't really like that idea, and I've heard many.
I wonder why. What are we going to bring her down? I mean, it's not a parade; it's a procession.
Her procession is separate from the parade, and her procession will be first. Yes, she will lead everything, but she will be first. And the reason why the committee contemplated and discerned the idea of Santorini Cumberland was because we have no Queen's contest this year, and we're looking at how to connect. This COVID pandemic and the war, and Santorini Cumberland was key for both. And we felt that was a great idea, and that we'd asked the church, and it was approved. So that's how that happened.
So, there's obviously a little bit more of the program than just the headline there. So there will be a procession which will precede the parade?
That's correct. She will go. She will process first. So, former.
What about the motorcycle guys?
Grand Marshal.
What about the motorcycle guys? They usually go first.
Oh, no. They won't go first. They will be part of the parade.
Okay.
They will be part of the parade.
Well, this takes an interesting turn on the conversation. And then the church approved.
Correct.
Interesting. All right, we'll talk more about this down the road. There's part of me I just kind of got to process this. I'll check in with you pretty soon, Mayor Alec. You have a great day and good luck on catching those ne'er-do-wells. Clearly not from the village of Petey. Petey folks don't act like that. And he's gone. Okay. It's a weird phone conversation today. 7:21 in the morning on the Ray Gibson Show. 888-825-5888-TALK. Keep that handy if you need it. S&P 500 up by 39 points to close at 3,825. The NASDAQ up by 99 points, 11,127. Dow Jones Industrial Average picked up 320 points on their pre-Liberation Friday, pre-Independence Friday. 321 to close at 31,097. The FTSE up by 64. Nikkei up by 218. Hang Seng down by 29. I got the Shanghai Index up by 17. And the DAX down by 39.65. Big winners on the NASDAQ this morning. DocuSign, CrowdStrike, Okta, Datadog, and Atlassian Corporation. On the commodities, oil today trading at $110.66. Now, you might be going, Ray, is that up or down? Actually, it's up by about $5 from when we saw it last on Friday. It was 105. Today, 110.66. Tapas moving down, but not very quickly. It was 126 when we looked at it on Friday, and 125.69 down today. So down, but not by an awful heck of a lot. 7:22 in the morning. Is there a Bitcoin number?
19,797.
Under 20,000. It feels like it's been consistent around there. I wonder if any of that had to do with some pronouncements that came out of the White House over the weekend. I don't know if you saw this, but I saw it, and I don't know. It just kind of ticked me off when because kind of a clear indication that the guy in charge of the United States of America and all of us little American men and women doesn't really understand how things work. The President of the United States tweeted over the weekend, "My message to the companies running gas stations and setting prices at the pump is simple. This is a time of war and peril and global peril. Bring down the price you are charging at the pump to reflect the cost that you're paying for the product, and do it now." And he ends it, "and do it now." I'll go, "1 second.
Right away, sir.
Tell me the guy over at what's the gas station in Anigua? What I want to say, one of the last mom and pop owned gas stations.
The 76.
I think it's a Mobile, but anyways,
there's two of them down there.
Might be. But the idea is, they buy the gas at the price from the gas company. They don't actually set the prices themselves. And there's a whole lot that goes into it. And
well, that's here.
Well, I think it's, and there. I think there's a whole lot more of these chain gas stations that aren't associated with the big gas companies, the big oil companies, as it were.
No, you have a lot
and they just buy, what's the wholesale price and figure out what they can competitively sell it for.
Well, we had a story here not too long ago about some guy back in Arizona or someplace that was charging very little or under his landed cost. No, he didn't get fired. He owned the station.
Oh, okay.
He was the guy that decided to do that.
Okay, but there was the other guy that inadvertently, instead of selling it for $6.90, sold it for 69 cents a gallon.
And he's paying the guy back.
Go fund me. I do have a promising note here, though. Colin Clark went to the gas place over the weekend and gave me a new price for on-base gasoline. Says here, $4.94, almost $4.95, rounding it out. $4.95 for unleaded. Mid-grade is $5.43 and $5.74. For premium gasoline.
Is that down?
That's down. Yeah, last week it was like 5.7 or something like that for premium, and now it's $4 under $5 again on base at the auto port.
It shows how out of touch Biden is, because people are doing exactly that.
Where they're capable of doing it.
No, read it again. What did he say?
My message to the companies running gas stations and setting prices at the pump is simple. This is a time of war and global peril. Bring down the price you are charging at the pump to reflect the cost you're paying for the product, and do it now.
Everybody charges as a reflection of what they're paying.
my point.
They're just charging too much. That's all it is.
Well,
But they're charging
look, when you're the United States of America and go from a position where we are a net exporter, and all of a sudden we aren't exporting a whole lot, we got to export everything in. There is that big vacuumy suck sound that reverberates around the planet, and that's where I think we are today. At any rate, it's 7:25 in the morning. Jerry Roberts in the Extra Point. Did you have an epic Independence Day weekend?
Yeah, it wasn't epic exactly. My son and I went out and we had a nice Independence Day lunch.
Very cool.
And all that. And so we had a good time, relaxed.
I'm glad to hear that.
Stayed away from traffic, stayed away from things, and stayed away from everything.
As much as you possibly can. No, I get that feeling. We were sitting around, it was Friday or Saturday, and I remember it was someplace I had to go on Saturday, and I had no choice but to go through Marine Corps Drive. And just that level of the aggravation, chewing on gritting my teeth, just kind of get past this nonsense. And there's certain gestures that come to mind almost immediately now with guys that you're sitting at the intersection. You just want to get through the intersection, and there's a guy taking his time. He's on his phone having a conversation with somebody. Light turns green, and it's one of those I can see in slow motion him putting the car in gear and pressing the gas and finally going through. In the meantime, my mental shot clock is running, and all I can think of is you're going slow through the intersection. I'm going to get stuck on the red. Thanks very much, guys. If you're the guy at the front of the line when the light turns green, go!
One of these days, he's going to be this old guy.
Yeah.
Right? He's going to be slowly shifting the car into gear. And someone's going to be in back of him thinking about gestures that he should make. Yeah, it's going to happen.
I'd show you, but we're on television. There's kids watching. Jerry Roberts has got the Extra Point, brought to you by First Hawaiian Bank. Jerry?
Raise your hand if you make mistakes. Keep your hand up if you figure you're going to make a lot more of them. Reach for the sky if you think that's good. Well, I'm with you, except for one thing I have to say on this subject, and it's the most important thing that you'll ever hear when it comes to making mistakes. It's coming next on the Extra Point.
Take your business to new heights with the United Business Credit Card. Earn 30,000 bonus miles after spending $3,000 within the first 3 months after account opening. Plus, earn 3 times the miles per $1 spent on United tickets through United until April 30th, 2023, and 2 times the miles thereafter. Visit any First Hawaiian Bank branch or go to FHB.com United Business for more information and to apply for your United Business Credit Card today. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
If you're like me, you've made a lot of mistakes in your life. If you're like me, you didn't listen to the older and wiser folks when they told you, there's nothing that says you can't learn from the mistakes of others and avoid making a few of them yourself. My mom said it. Big Ed, my first boss, said it. I mostly ignored that advice. I might have avoided a few, but not as many as I could have. The most common thought passed down from managers is to repeat after me, don't make the same mistake twice. Now, I fully agree with that, except that what we've done by saying things like that is to infuse fear into the issue. Don't mess up or the boss will get mad. Do it again, you might get written up or your job could be on the line. What this results in is the employee operating with a very narrow focus on how things should be done. The supervisor's way is the only way. Not necessarily because it's the most efficient way, but it's the safest for the employee. Thus, that's what they're going to do. The end result is that the work does get done, but the methods used are never questioned or scrutinized to see if improvement is possible. Therefore, nothing ever changes. In some cases, well, maybe it doesn't have to. But that's not all cases. So I'm not after doing things the same way they've always been done just because that's our tradition. And I certainly don't want to make the mistakes I've made before. I want something else. I want new mistakes. And that means you have to try new ways to do old things. It may not apply in all cases. But the concept is to take a work process or sequence, break it down step by step, and look for ways to improve upon it. Sometimes you may find that you can skip a step and the result is the same. Well, that saves time, maybe money. Maybe you can change the order of the steps or replace a step with another way to do it. You have to put all this on paper or maybe a whiteboard and sketch it out. Then, if you discover possible changes. You test the new sequence. Based on the results, you tweak, maybe test again. Edison said he made 10,000 tries to fashion a working light bulb. And whether that's a real number or an exaggerated part of history, the message is clear. If you want improvement, you have to be willing to change how you do things. Change brings the likelihood of making mistakes, new mistakes. Each small failure is another step to building your foundation of success. If you're a manager, senior leader, or business owner, I believe you should continually push your workers to examine everything they do to see if they can improve not just efficiency, but also effectiveness. Giving them the green light to make things better can reinvigorate a worker and a team. If that becomes a part of your organizational culture, then every day might be the day when somebody experiences a breakthrough that makes the job more compelling, more exciting, and more fun. When effort in the name of innovation is seen as how we do things around here, quote unquote, when mistakes made in those efforts are seen as necessary failures to gain ultimate success, when fear over failure is removed from your workplace and replaced with encouragement to go on and go further, I think you're on your way to places that nobody previously imagined that you could reach. So, make some new mistakes today and then celebrate them. That's the extra point. Be responsible and make something good happen today. For 93.3, The Ray Gibson Show and First Hawaiian Bank, I'm Jerry Roberts.
And how lucky are you, ladies and gentlemen? You've got two Jerry Roberts today. You just had the extra point on the radio. It's Tuesday, which means that there is already, in the Guam Daily Post, the work zone. And today's work zone is be careful with those teaching moments. You want more details? Might cost you a buck. Go pick up a copy of the Guam Daily Post and read it, or find it online. 7:32 in the morning, and time for us to jump into news and headlines with Donna D. This one brought to you by Burger King. Chicken Fries Friday. Was that the way you launched into your Independence Day weekend? Well, good for you. And go get some more of that here today over at the place. Also brought to you by Lolita Kamet with Holiday Realty. Maybe you passed by someplace over the weekend and said, man, I could turn that into my dream house, or I could flip it so I don't have to worry about my kids' education. And she can help you with both of those things. Never let anybody down in her life. Lolita Kamet is at Hoffa Day Realty. Now with news and headlines, here's Donna D.
The first GPA rate increase kicked in last Friday. Residential ratepayers will see an additional $42.12 on an average power bill. Another fuel surcharge increase will take place on the 1st of September, adding another $44.41 to the average residential power bill. GPA has projects that are intended to reduce fuel imports and save money for tax ratepayers. Governor Lulian Guerrero has proposed a $100 monthly credit program over 5 months to help ease power rate hikes, but a bill to do this has not yet been introduced. Meanwhile, the suspects caught robbing a man at Bubble Laundry in Dedido over the weekend were identified as 35-year-old Madison New Year, 20-year-old Losan Fainted, and 21-year-old BK Kansi Petrus. One of the suspects was caught on video yanking a $500 gold necklace off a man's neck, tearing his shirt. Police received a tip and found the suspects at Hemlani's apartments in Harmon. Documents state that a broken glass pipe and a small bag of meth were found in the car. New Year and Fainted were charged with robbery, possession of a Schedule II controlled substance, and theft. Petrus faces charges of robbery and theft. And Reventax says $5.2 million in tax refunds has been processed. This applies to taxpayers who filed error-free income tax returns through May 9. Those with concerns can go online to myguamtax.com. And those are your local headlines on The Point.
All right, thanks very much, Donna. 7:34 in the morning. I still haven't gotten, nobody sent me that video of the laundromat heist. If you've, 797-8255. If you got copies of that, I'd love to see that and play it up on the video screen that we've got here. I do have what looks like some kind of a melee out in Tumon over the weekend. Don't know exactly when. We know where. Right in front of the church in Tumon and in the middle of the night. And as I said, some roly-poly girls apparently there was down to the last guy from the Ronald Reagan that was in town, and they were all fighting over him. And I'm going to play that video. Do we have any music that we can play in the background for you? I'm thinking something of Benny Hill vintage. Do we have any?
don't have anything.
There is no calamity that cannot be made funny by taking the video of it and putting it underneath the Benny Hill theme. I don't know that we could play the raw audio from this, but
how about that, Ray?
Wait a second. Well, let me start the video and let's see. There's a little bit of the scuffle taking place in front of the church, and then the cameraman moves in for the kill, and bam, on the ground, bam. There we go. I couldn't tell you what exactly it was that these guys were fighting over.
Wow.
Or it's just like they went after the skinniest girl in the bunch. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Get out of here. You're making the rest of us look fat. And I'm like, no, your big butts are making you look fat. So that's what's going on. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, what feels like just another crazy Friday, Saturday, or Sunday night in the village of Tumon. See, everybody gets it. They're all concerned. You know, when the Marines come, there's going to be fights galore. And I'm looking at this going, I don't see one guy, and I don't see any Marines in that video. So maybe we're going after some of the wrong folks. No, I mean, 7:36. I'll be right back.
Family Finance has been serving the people of Guam since 1959, and they will continue to be there for you in the years to come. Get a personal loan for that summer vacation or to pay off those long overdue bills. Family Finance has got you covered. Apply for a personal loan from $1,000 up to $3,900 by calling Family Finance in Hagåtña, now at the old Nanbo Insurance Building at 475-4545, Upper Tumon 647-5626, or in Dededo 633-4473. Family Finance, here to serve you.
As part of our ongoing commitment to keeping you connected, GTA is proud to participate in the Affordable Connectivity Program. The Affordable Connectivity Program, or ACP, provides eligible households with a $30 credit toward internet or mobile services. And now, if you qualify for ACP, you can get internet for as low as $28 a month. We're making it simple for both new and existing customers to apply this credit toward GTA internet and mobile services. To see if you qualify, visit gta.net. GTA, we start with you.
Some of you are going to TikTok now. See if you can find the video, play it in slow motion, and see if you can make out the images of any ex-girlfriends. It's just one of those there, but for the grace of God, go I, right? 7:37 in the morning. Let's take a look at what's happening in traffic. Doesn't look like there's anything up in the north end of town. A little bit of intersection traffic at some of the stoplights. We'll see some of that. Intersection of 1 and Waisangsong. Not so bad here this morning. It looks like there's still a lot of traffic in Waisangsong trying to get to Marine Corps Drive. Intersection traffic through there. The intersection of 1 and 3. Most of the rest of Upper Tumon looking fairly good here this morning. And a lot of traffic on Route 16. In the usual spots, you get closer to 8, 10, and 16. You know what I'm thinking? I might want to zoom in. I might want to click on this. I'm seeing what looks like a lot of cars that look like they're up over by the Guam main facility, and I think the reason why they're starting to bunch up around there, that's not rev and tax, is it? I'm thinking maybe there's a bunch of people that are trying to get onto the base to buy gasoline.
Oh, yeah.
At $5, at $4.95, like what Colin sent me. Might be some people on fumes right now thinking if I can just make it to the auto port, maybe the price of gas went down on Saturday. Clearly it did. 8, 10, and 16, a little bit busy, not too much happening on Route 10. You will find a couple of slow spots over by Wendy's and the intersection of 10 and 15. Likewise, Route 4 into town. Not so bad, but there's a couple of intersections that will slow you down. Looking at traffic in the Tamuning area, ugly as usual. Anybody surprised? You got traffic on Marine Corps Drive heading to Route 4 and that area around the venue, all in headquarters, all of that running a little bit busier than normal here this morning. Maybe it's the rain, maybe just people kind of revenge, got to get me to work as quick as possible. In 20 minutes, it's 8 o'clock.
Howdy, folks. It's KFC's Colonel Sanders, and I'm bringing you a delicious KFC chicken flavor just in time for summer. Introducing my new KFC Grilled Teriyaki Chicken. It's our great KFC grilled chicken made with an authentic sweet and tangy Japanese teriyaki sauce that the whole family will fall in love with. Pick up a bucket at your favorite KFC location and bring home the teriyaki love today. KFC's new Grilled Teriyaki Chicken is available for a limited time at your favorite KFC location. KFC, it's finger licking good.
Gas is expensive, so let the bank come to you. Through our remote deposit capture, you can deposit your checks into your account from your phone. And with our Dynamite Bank Pacific Visa debit card, you can use your money anytime, anywhere. It's the perfect combo.
Now we're banking on the future. Services to choose. Bank Pacific, where others put branches, we place roots.
Equal housing lender. Member FDIC. Crank it up.
20 away from 8 o'clock in the morning. Some interesting stuff in my head right now as I'm reviewing again images of melee in Tumon. A bunch of girls scrapping with each other. What? The DJ said he loves me. No, the DJ said he loves me. And as usual, there's a amount of hair pulling and bra pulling and things like that. I mean, it feels like if you're a girl, you've just got so much more that you can fight with, right? Yeah, guys, it's just smack them in the face. But with like girls, you can grab the clothes and the hair and virtually all of these other things that hang off the extremities. But I'm looking at this, and you're going to go, Ray, what comes to your mind when you see this? And as I said, I've still got a lot to process. In the idea, no, that's the last thing. But I've got a lot to process in the conversation about Our Lady of Camelin being the grand marshal for the upcoming Liberation Parade. I can see where they're going with this. I see opportunity. We have people out there with fans emblazoned with the image of Our Lady of Cameron out there. What's going to help you beat the heat better than the Blessed Mother, right? Or umbrellas. Likewise, you could go in the other direction with pretty umbrellas, that kind of thing. The Camelin crowns for the little kids. We'll throw them off the floats, right? I'm going straight tail.
I'll see you there, Ray.
But after reviewing this video and at risk of wanting to play it again, because there's some interesting parts of the video where you just go, did they rip her top off? They're actually ripping the clothes from her body. And she doesn't look like she dressed for it. Know what I'm saying? But anyway, as I'm reviewing that video, the thought that pops into my head is, you know what? Maybe it's a good thing they're doing the deal with Our Lady of Camelin. Maybe it's a good thing because they're clearly some people here on Guam that need FaceTime with Our Blessed Mother that really could use just a couple of minutes as the procession goes by prior to the parade. A little bit of a procession goes by. Maybe it would be nice to once again get some FaceTime, a moment of inspiration, and a moment of, I don't know, there's something about being in the presence of something that is saintly and pure and good. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And maybe, you come away from that going, I shouldn't go to Tumon anymore. I think, you know what?
Yeah.
Just got to stay home. I'm going to call Pully and see if he needs somebody to come by and sweep the church every once in a while, or go out there and Windex the windows, or, pine, so just do that. Just help out.
Join the choir, man.
Yes. Oh, my God.
All those girls in the choir. Wow.
Songs are getting too long again. Used to be we'd just sing the song. Now it feels like it's production. At least it was the last time I was in church. Maybe something's changed. 7:43 in the morning. And I was, who I run into over the weekend? Big John Calvo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And he says, hey, did you ever get that interview with BJ Penn? And I said, no, actually, thanks for bringing it up. He says, yeah. Hey, the bugger's busy. What can I say? He's running for governor. Great state of Hawaii. And I'm going, yeah, well, it doesn't make any difference to me. It's not like he's got voters here. I just thought it was interesting, the tact that he is taking and the success I think he is feeling with this tact, being the outsider, kind of an outlier in the world of politics. And then there's something that I just found out. I'm like, more and more, I want to be like BJ Penn. Did you know that he's got a criminal record?
No.
You didn't know
he
that.
Does.
He apparently
What, for
does.
assault?
He has assault, yes. There's assault in there.
Of course.
Drunk driving and nolo contendere and no plea in 2005 to assaulting a police officer.
Oh, wow, yeah.
For which he served a year of probation. Penn's criminal history, though, is hardly a liability. I mean, poll watchers and the political pundits in Hawaii are saying that, you know what, people who are going to vote for BJ Penn don't care about any of that at all. Colin Moore is the person's name, the director of the University of Hawaii's Public Policy Center, spelled C-E-N-T-E-R, not R-E. Thank you. Moore, it's Independence Day yesterday.
Oh, yes.
Moore maintained he would not be surprised to see Iona and Tsunayoshi split the more traditional Republican vote. Those are the people running against him in the primary, leaving Penn as his party's de facto leader heading into the general election. People are underestimating him, and they're making a mistake. He has a lot of support from Republican voters, and there are two mainstream Republicans, Heidi Tsunayoshi and Iona, who will split the vote. B.J. Penn offers that angry populist alternative, which I love, which was one of my favorite things about getting around to interviewing Darrell
Barnett.
Yeah, we know him as Chris Barnett.
Yeah.
More traditional Republicans say there's no way they're going to vote for him, but Penn is channeling some people's anger at the state from COVID to mask mandates in schools, etc. His appeal includes calling out school superintendent Keith Hayashi at a Board of Education meeting, which I love. In a video posted on the BJ Penn for Governor YouTube page, Penn attended a BOE meeting in May where he told Hayashi and the board if he were elected governor, all you guys, gone. All you guys. You can almost hear him say, all you guys, gone. And that, I think, kind of turns on a lot of people that are just at it with, the deep entrenched state and the deep entrenched system that we have that seems to work pretty good for them. But in the meantime, the cost of everything is going up except drugs on Guam. And the people, I think, are very, very tired of all of that. 7:46 in the morning, 888-8255, 888-TALK. Friday afternoon. Got word coming from the Bureau of Women's Affairs, doing some publicity work, sending out press releases for the Rally for Roe, I think it was. And it was supposed to take place yesterday. And there was a part of me that giggled like Beavis and Butthead when I got word that it was canceled because of the inclement weather. And I said, well, there's your sign. There's God talking to you saying, no, we don't want a rally for Roe here today. So I'm going to be sending the chickens and cats and dogs worth of rain at you. And so they had to cancel postpone it, maybe for a drier time. But it rains then too. Bet it rains then too. I bet there'll be like frogs falling out of the sky. One of a bunch of different things. So I thought that was kind of an interesting go. And then I got an email from Bob Klitsky this morning that was, and I don't know if she has received it. I'm assuming that she has, but it was aimed at the Bureau of Women's Affairs and Jane Flores over there, asking for a variety of record items, and I wasn't sure where he was headed with this. So I thought I'll ask him. His Honor, Bob Klitsky. Good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Ray.
I'm sorry. Your Honor, you may refer to me by my jury number, which is 66560.
Okay.
And as it turns out, I couldn't get out of the grand jury by saying, hey, but I work with Bob Klitsky. Come on, we're on the same radio station. I mean, that's got to count for something.
One would think so, Ray.
Unfortunately, at any rate, when I got done with that Veil of Tears, opened up my email, saw a copy of it, sent it to you, and then yesterday the postponement because of the inclement weather, sign from God, and then this morning another sign in my email box, the Sunshine Law demand for public records from you to Jane Flores. But I don't see a whole lot in here that refers to what's going on with Roe v. Wade or whatever. So what are you chasing down here in this email, Bob?
Well, if you look at the law that created the Bureau of Women's Affairs, the director of the Bureau of Women's Affairs has several statutory duties, and those statutory duties are the basis of my FOIA as they're listed. I cite to the section of the statute that's involved. So my FOIA is looking for her compliance with the things that she's supposed to do.
As an example, to formulate policies to eliminate gender discrimination through the government of Guam and the private sector.
Yeah, now, what has she done in that regard? My suspicion, none. She's supposed to be working with the Director of Administration on that, so one would think that there would be correspondence back and forth between she and the Director of Administration.
Records indicating work done to study and make recommendations on issues of particular concern to women and on widening the access of persons of both genders to all positions and aspects of our community.
No, it just shows you how archaic that statute is, Ray. Talking in terms of both genders.
How dare they? How dare they?
You think that the first thing Jane would have done would have been to petition the legislature to change the word both to all.
To review and submit recommended legislation to the legislature addressing gender inequities in current laws, to be responsible for closely monitoring issues and legislation relating to gender discrimination, and to advise the governor and the legislature of issues on such discrimination, along with proposed recommendations for actions. I see where you're headed here, Your Honor. Seems to be a whole lot of work that is being done, but it is not the work that you are initially charged to do as the leader of the Department of Bureau of Women's Affairs.
Well, if your organic legislation gives you a list of duties, how much freedom do you have to use the mechanism of the government of Guam to pursue your own personal agenda, especially when your own personal agenda is against the statutory law of Guam?
Well, my guess is everybody's kind of looking the other way. It seems to me that now that it was official that the Bureau of Women's Affairs were not just promoting, but were also going to be in attendance at at this rally for Roe or whatever it was. I thought that was a pretty clear indication that this is the abortion government.
Yeah, and to the uninitiated eye, if all you saw was Jane's letter to every media figure except me, if I'm a media figure, you would assume that this is not just an announcement, this is a sponsorship.
Sure felt that way.
Because there's nothing in the email that says that anybody other than the Bureau of that WA is responsible for this demonstration. So, we talk in terms of a government of laws, not a government of men, when men has its regular meaning, which means people of all sexes. And we talk in terms of a government of laws, not a government of men. And then we have someone who has apparently hijacked the power and the mechanism and the spending power of the government of Guam to embark on a personal agenda. That just doesn't seem right.
Well, it certainly points to the requirement now of a Bureau of Women's Affairs, considering how many, the governor is a woman, the speaker and the vice speaker of the legislature, also a woman. We've had in the beginning of this administration, the chief justice of the court was a woman.
Washington rep.
Yeah, Washington representative there. I mean, the place is full of women who have achieved a great level of success and superiority over the island. I don't know. It seems to me now that something like a BWA would be redundant.
Unnecessary.
So it's certainly obsolete.
If it were only unnecessary and obsolete, perhaps it's tolerable. But when it's counterproductive, that's not good.
Well,
and that's where it is.
Of course, the administration is going to use the Santa Maria and Camelin in the parade, so that will make everything all right.
Yeah, we go from one travesty to another in our current government here under the Red Queen, Ray.
Well, as I say, I think though that there are a lot of people who could use a little FaceTime with the Blessed Mother, and maybe get some inspiration on something that, unlike everything else that we see around here, is free of sin and impure.
I agree, but I don't know that using a religious icon in what is supposed to be a patriotic and secular event makes a whole lot of sense.
Sometimes you get into those meetings and people start talking. It's kind of a brainstorming thing, and all of a sudden everything is a good idea. You've been at the legislature. You know exactly how that happens. Bob Klitsky on the line here this morning. So the FOIA has gone out effective the 4th of July. Interesting timing. And she's got, 10 days to come up and show the work of the Bureau of Women's Affairs over the last 4 years to counter gender discrimination, et cetera, on the island of Guam.
She's got 7 days, so her response is due a week from today.
I'll look forward to it, Bob. Have a terrific day, and appreciate the explanation on the FOIA.
Glad to help, Ray.
We will be listening for you at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Tall Tales returns to the airwaves. We got Bob Klitsky is the host of the show, co-hosted now with Jose Martinez, and I think it's going to be a good time had by all. Certainly with the rest, because, I'm not going to say Bob holds back, but, he's got to save some for his show. and I think it will be an interesting program this afternoon. 888-825-5888-TALK. What do you show me? What is it? You send me a thing?
I got the videos. Donna sent it to me. I sent it to you, and there you go.
Oh, okay,
and then
okay,
a couple
okay.
of messages after that.
All right, I'll check out the other messages on the other side of that. Okay, so it says here, are these clean? Did you listen to them?
I did not. I don't know if there's any audio.
at all?
I don't think there is.
Okay,
but
so
this is the one right here.
All right, this is the dude that was at the laundromat doing his laundry, and this is how brazen people are getting. This is how brazen folks are getting out in the community, and just they got to get that high. I'm not saying that the guy is like a druggie, but he's got a marijuana hat on. Maybe it's just fashion. I'm not saying that marijuana leads to this kind of thing, but he's kind of maybe in the harsher end of that group. All right, so he's accosting him over at the place. It grabs the necklace. Well, it's like one of those subway things. Grab the necklace.
He looks like he was trying to start a conversation because the guy was walking up. The man was walking up to him, like trying to listen.
Yeah.
No, he's probably going, hey, mister, can I borrow $1 or something?
Do you have just 25 cents?
And that's an old guy, too, man.
Right? Chasing the guy. Oh, and he's outside with an accomplice? Or is he getting into the car? Who you with?
There's the car right there, the white one.
Wow. Okay. All right, so he jumps into the car. And then the other dude, the watch out guy, everybody gets into the car and splits, and there is the victim.
So smart, Ray.
So what was the rest of this? Now, apparently somebody saw this video and said, "I know that car. It's over at the Himlani Apartments." Of course, it's at the Himlani Apartments. Hey, how about that? They got another cell losers running around there, and called the police. Police got over to where they were and were able to do the arrest. Right? That's the way basically the story goes. All right, gotcha. You just kind of have to have the feeling like you're condition orange all the time, and that's why. I got it. I was on Facebook. I saw that note from Guam Navy Sales or something like that, and again a picture of a couple of guys, and the narrative on the story was, watch yourself. Watch yourself. These guys are known to, do snatch and grabs and things like that around the base or whatever. It finally comes out, somebody in a position of authority comes out and says, no, there's nothing to that. The story is false. It's baseless. And two things. One, that there's people got nothing else to do with their time but to manufacture and push that kind of fear porn out. And number two, I think there is a sense from people here on Guam. The next time that the governor talks about how safe Guam is, play this video. Here, this is bang. It's so safe. The guy just minding his own business at the laundromat doing his laundry gets a necklace.
Safety,
a moment of safety here for the people of Guam. Right down there in beautiful Tumon Bay, we had a moment of safety there as well. Do I have that video? Can I play the video again? There it is. Here's a couple of moments of safety down in Tumon just the other night. We've got some girls. Apparently, the Girl Scout meeting ended late, and say that they were out there clearly on their way to church. I mean, maybe midnight mass. I mean, they were right in front of the church area, and I don't know, somebody stole somebody else's hymnal or something like that, and a little, but a safe. It was a safe fight. This is the same people that run around and talk about we need to have safe abortions here on Guam. And I'm going, it ain't safe for the baby. This is another one of those cases where maybe we've lost control of the language here. Maybe there needs to be a little bit more time spent with, I don't know, a dictionary and get the actual, here's the word, here's the correct usage, and this is what the word means. 888-825-88-TALK. Ray Gibson Show on a Tuesday morning, and I hope you had a fantastic, I hope you weren't involved in any of the shenanigans that were going on there. And the crazy thing is, I thought I was involved in some high flying shenanigans over the weekend. As it turns out, mine was safe. I had a safe weekend, except the one part. And I don't often talk about my adventures hiking, but there was a part where we were deep into a river and just past a waterfall in the jungles behind the tank farm, and it was. And let me put it this way: there was about a 20-foot climb out. Normally, that's okay. You just grab, here's a root, here's a tree, you grab your way out. Then all of a sudden, you get to someplace where there's not a whole lot to grab. And what with it being rainy and muddy all the time, my hiking boots did not get the purchase that they needed and the traction that I needed. So it was there was a couple of moments where I thought I might be sliding back down into the river here. And, yeah, a little bit scary there. Anyway, stand by now. Fox News Live. This is The Point.
This is a Fox News alert. A named suspect in parade shooting. I'm Jack Callahan, Fox News. 6 people are dead, at least 24 injured after a gunman opens fire on an Independence Day parade in Highland Park, Illinois, north of Chicago. The shooter opening fire from a rooftop. A weapon described as a high-powered rifle has been recovered.
The suspect is currently described as a male white, approximately 18 to 20 years old, with longer black hair, a small build, and wearing a white or blue T-shirt.
Commander Chris O'Neill of the Highland Park Police, but just moments ago, the chief of police there identifying the person of interest as Robert Cremo III, saying he's considered armed and dangerous. They're still searching for him. 5 of the dead are adults, the age of the 6th victim not released yet. President Biden issuing a statement saying he is shocked by the shooting and has offered the assistance of the federal law enforcement agencies. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms already trying to trace the ownership of the gun. Delivering his 4th of July message from the White House a few minutes ago, the president made only brief mention of the shooting. Several communities in the Chicago area canceling their remaining 4th of July festivities. The White Sox, after consultation with Major League Baseball, deciding to play their home game tonight, but the post-game fireworks display has been canceled. As many as 50 people have been arrested in Akron, Ohio during a protest Monday over the police shooting of a black man during a foot pursuit last week. Jalen Walker was shot as many as 60 times. Police did not find a gun, but say they believed he'd fired at them earlier during a car chase. Police body cam video of the shooting was released on Sunday. As many police in Denmark say Sunday's shooting at a shopping mall in Copenhagen was not terrorism, but rather the random act of a lone gunman. 3 people were killed in the shooting at the mall. 3 others were wounded. A 22-year-old man is now in police custody. America is listening to Fox News.
Is your business ready for digital transformation? The latest Wi-Fi technology is here, and it's Docomo Pacific's WorkPass, powered by Plume. WorkPass unlocks connectivity, productivity, and security tools all in the palm of your hand. Access features like adaptive Wi-Fi, guest and employee networks, evolving AI security, plus so much more. To learn more about WorkPass, visit business.docomopacific.com. Docomo Pacific Business. Work better together.
JV International Safety Equipment has it all for you. Fall protection, rain gear, traffic signs, speed bumps, custom signs and banners, PPEs, fire extinguishers, plus more. Check them out on Facebook at JV International Safety Equipment Company or visit their website, www.jvisec.com. JV International Safety Equipment, Guam's leader in occupational and environmental safety equipment. Call 688-9524. JV International Safety Equipment, located in Harmon Industrial Park.
Recapping this hour's Fox News alert, 6 people have been killed in suburban Chicago, shot during a July 4th parade in the city of Highland Park. At least 24 people were also hurt. Police have now named a person of interest as 22-year-old Bobby Cremo, whom they consider to be armed and dangerous. Travel troubles continue as the holiday weekend winds down.
Millions of Americans had travel plans for this July 4th weekend, but the airlines like Delta put out warnings last week that flight interruptions were very likely as airlines and air traffic control deal with staffing shortages and threats of stormy weather. Airline tracking website FlightAware.com as of July 4th morning showed hundreds of delays and cancellations already among domestic carriers. Today would be the day people attempt to fly home after their holiday weekend getaway. Eben Brown, Fox News.
Google says it will automatically purge information about users who visit abortion clinics, counseling, and fertility centers now that a Supreme Court decision has opened the door for states potentially to ban abortion. 13 people are still unaccounted for in northern Italy after part of a glacier broke away from a mountaintop, triggering an avalanche of ice and snow. 7 hikers are known dead. At Coney Island, Joey Chestnut retains his hot dog eating title.
The 38-year-old Chestnut came away with his 15th victory in the annual Nathan's Famous 4th of July hot dog eating contest. Chestnut downed 63 franks and buns in 10 minutes. If you think that's a lot, it's actually much fewer than his record-setting performance of 76 1 year ago. The Westfield, Indiana resident had to slow down his pace. He was wearing a surgical boot due to a leg injury. Women's world record holder Mickey Sudo consumed 40 dogs and buns for her 8th championship. Sudo missed last year's event because she was pregnant.
Fox's Bob Mortelli, and I'm Jack Callahan. This is Fox News.
Come try Guam's original Chamorro restaurant with Pica's best 5 years running. Mezcla Chamorro Fusion Bistro. Experience Chef Peter's candied salmon over scallion coconut rice, octopus to naktak, Chamorro platter, and their award-winning gourmet hamburgers. Or if you're looking for something healthy, try their keto-friendly menu. Come and enjoy Mezcla's half-a-day service at their Hagåtña and Grand Plaza Tuman location. Call their Hagåtña location at 479-2652 for reservations.
Fly to new experiences with 3 times United miles with First Hawaiian Bank's United credit card. Earn 3 times per dollar spent on United tickets purchased through United ticketing channels until February 28th, 2023, and 2 times miles thereafter. Visit any First Hawaiian Bank branch or go to fhb.com/United for more information. Don't wait. Apply today. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
As part of our ongoing commitment to keeping you connected, GTA is proud to participate in the Affordable Connectivity Program. The Affordable Connectivity Program, or ACP, provides eligible households with a $30 credit toward internet or mobile services. And now, if you qualify for ACP, you can get internet for as low as $28 a month. We're making it simple for both new and existing customers to apply this credit toward GTA internet and mobile services. To see if you qualify, visit gta.net. GTA, we start with you.
Your local news is brought to you by Nambo Insurance. Skip the line, pay online. It's fast, it's easy, and it's secure. Visit Nambo.com for more information.
Day. It's 8:06. I'm Donna DeJesus with a look at your local news on The Point. 2 men were seen breaking into Guaranteed Auto in Harmon. Surveillance footage showed 36-year-old Tonge Paul climbing over the front gate around 8:30 Friday night. Paul can be seen pulling a wheeled toolbox reported to be worth $600. Paul then returned and stole more items. The other man was identified as 30-year-old Roger Wolbert and appeared to be looking for a way to run away from officers. Court documents state that Wolbert says Paul is known as the stealer around the area. Paul and Wolbert were each charged with burglary as a second-degree felony and theft of property as a third-degree felony. And 3 people face felony charges after a surveillance video showing a robbery at a laundromat went viral over the weekend. The suspects were identified as 35-year-old Madison New Year, 20-year-old Lausanne Fainted, and 21-year-old BK Cansey Petrus. Court documents state that one of the suspects yanked a $500 gold necklace off a man's neck at Bubble Laundry in Dedido on Saturday morning, tearing the victim's shirt. The victim chased the man into the parking lot, where more surveillance video showed the perpetrator and another man climbing into a sedan and fleeing the area. Police received a call later that day identifying the car as being seen at Hemlani's apartments in Harmon. Police officers arrived and found the 3 men, along with a 4th person who was booked and released. Documents state that a broken glass pipe was found in the car, along with a small bag with white crystals that tested presumptive positive for methamphetamine. New Year and Fainted are charged with robbery, possession of a Schedule II controlled substance, and theft. Petrus faces charges of robbery and theft. More local news coming up after this.
Go green, go hybrid, go to Nanbo Insurance, and your next power bill is on us. Insure your hybrid car at Nanbo and get up to $350 towards your next power bill. That's instant savings for keeping our island clean and green. Nanbo has been providing Guam with over 50 years of reliable and affordable auto insurance. At Nanbo, it pays to go green. Terms and conditions apply. Visit nanbo.com or call 477-9754 for details.
GPD and the Guam Crime Stoppers are asking for the public's help in the search for 35-year-old Louis Julian San Nicolas. He is wanted relative to an ongoing burglary investigation. St. Nicholas is known to frequent the Agate Village and the Tumuning Plaza. He is believed to be avoiding authorities and may be armed. Please do not approach. Anyone with information can call GPD at 472-8911. Those who wish to remain anonymous can call the Guam Crime Stoppers 24-hour hotline at 477-HELP or submit a tip online at guam.crimestoppersweb.com. A cash reward of up to $1,000 could be paid if the information provided leads to an arrest or a grand jury indictment. And the first GPA rate increase kicked in last Friday. This increase represents an average of 13.72% or an additional $42.12 on the total power bill for average residential consumption. Another fuel surcharge increase will take place on the 1st of September. This will be an additional 12.72% or $44.41 added to the average residential power bill. GPA has projects that are intended to reduce fuel imports and save money for ratepayers. These include utility-scale solar facility projects, such as the newly commissioned solar farm owned by KEPCO. The solar farm should save GPA about 10 million gallons of fuel each year, which is anticipated to save $18.5 million annually. The commissioning of the new Ukinu power plant in 2024 is expected to bring more savings to ratepayers when combined with the solar projects. Governor Lulian Guerrero has proposed a $100 monthly credit program over 5 months to help ease power rate hikes, but a bill to do this has not yet been introduced. And those were your top stories. Now back to Ray with the weather.
I'm trying to sort out where the nice parts of the road are right now on EPAL Road. You get it's kind of nice in front of 76.
Nice parts there?
Well, since they made everything look good again over by 76 Circle K and the old UIU building. And somebody's going to say, UIU building? You mean the pizza place? Yeah. But if you look at it from the top, it looks like UIU because it used to be an insurance company called UIU about 40 years ago. Anyway, so it kind of looks nice there. And then it gets kind of crappy as you get towards Morico. And it's crappy. Mammoth Street's still kind of crappy. And then it kind of opens up again when you get to where Talaverde is.
Yeah.
Because there's all the fancy people live there.
Yeah, they got the middle lane. Spread it out a little bit.
Yeah. And then it closes up again, right? Just before you get to the cliff. So I'm wondering, there's going to be another one of these ribbon cuttings. They'll probably do it at middle of drive time again, where they're going to proclaim how wonderful we are using federal funds to finally put some attention, put some fire on 14B. What is EPAL Road after all of these years? And I say all of these years. Now I'm trying to remember which of the oh my God, I can't believe I'm not even sure which Republican administration it was where they were touting finally getting to work on some of that. It might have been the guy that came in after Larry Paris did. I'm having a hard time remembering his name. Nice guy, interesting haircut. But I remember one day he and I were talking about it, and he says, "Oh yeah, we've got a plan. We're going to push the button on this plan now, and we're going to fix EPAL Road for once and for all." And I want to say that might have been in the Camacho administration when we had this conversation. So all the way through what was left of the Camacho administration and then Eddie's administration. And now we got 4 years with Lulian Guerrero. And at the last minute, now they're going to say, hey, that road that goes down to the Hilton? Yeah, we're going to finally fix that. Put some bike lanes in there and maybe some sidewalks. Underground the power. It's going to be nice. It's going to be, tourists will finally have an avenue to be able to get up there. So I'm looking at the thing is I want to see about where it is, where they're going to make the whole thing as nice as in front of Talaverde. It's 8:13 in the morning in the Ray Gibson Show. Here's that look at weather that you were asking about. I have not been by the door or the window for a couple hours. Is it nice outside, Joe?
It's beautiful.
All right. They're talking about mostly sunny skies today. Let's have the roll rally today because it's nice again. Highs near 88 degrees, winds east 6 to 10 miles an hour. Partly cloudy in the forecast for tonight. Tomorrow is Wednesday. I'll repeat that just so because I know when I read it, I thought, tomorrow's not Wednesday. Oh, wait a second, it is. For Wednesday weather, mostly sunny, highs near 88 degrees. Tomorrow night, scattered showers and thunderstorms could be creeping in. Mostly cloudy skies, lows around 77 degrees. Sunrise this morning was early at 5:58. Sunset tonight going to be at 6:52. Hashtag tell the others. Just because, it's the 4th of July in the States. Right? It's the 4th of July in the States today. We can have a second 4th of July celebration with some cool sunset, with some cool people tonight at 6:52. 8:14, that's news and weather together on The Point.
Are you looking for a new place to hang out with your friends? Let's go along the sidelines at Sidelines Bar and Grill. Located at 154 Iriarte Road, Unit 4 and 5 in Tamuning behind Royal Bigs. Sidelines, a hidden gem with nothing but great things to offer. Great atmosphere, great food, top shelf drinks, and a great team. What are we waiting for? Let the fun begin at Sidelines Bar and Grill. Open daily from 3 p.m. to 2 a.m. See you there.
Family Finance has been serving the people of Guam since 1959, and they will continue to be there for you in the years to come. Get a personal loan for that summer vacation or to pay off those long overdue bills. Family Finance has got you covered. Apply for a personal loan from $1,000 up to $3,900 by calling Family Finance in Hagåtña, now at the old Nanbo Insurance Building at 475-4545, Upper Tumon 647-5626, or in Dededo 633-4473. Family Finance, here to serve you.
Okay, got it. 8:15 in the morning. Greg Gibson Show, portions of which brought to you by APL, American President Lines, a global presence with a local home. And then also brought to you by NissanGuam.com of the World Wide Web. It is officially summer now. Independence Day all over it. And maybe there was something lacking in your Independence Day celebration. Maybe you just needed, it would have been so much better if you were in like a brand new Nissan automobile. Well, you know what? There's still time over the summer to get that done. Conquer the summer of 2022. Reward yourself with a new Nissan. Zero down, easy financing, as low as 1.99% APR, and a whole bunch of these cars come in at better than 30 miles to the gallon. Huh? It'll pass gas stations. Imagine being able to do that, not just this year, but every year after. So check them all out online at NissanGuam.com.
Real Talk Radio is back. The Ray Gibson Show. Morning talk that matters. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
I'm sorry, there are apparently more of these moments of safety videos coming through here, including the first one that we saw. I'll put this back up on the screen. We got the guy coming up to the other dude at the laundromat and rips his shirt as he's reaching for a $500 chain. All right, and then the chase ensues. Yes. The hare running with his gold chain. The man, torn shirt. He is the hound, and that's what it looks. Hop. And hop.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that? I got to throw that in there again. That's like Minami Ijima moves. Hold on. One more time.
That was a good hop.
And then we've got this video here. Oh, there's Emlani's apartment in all of its glory and goodness. Thanks, Mike, for sending this in. Kind of amazing that people are allowed to live there. I know they're working on it, but I don't know. It just feels like kind of slummy. But it's just me. 8:17 in the morning. Maybe as everybody gets jobs. That's all I'm saying. 888-8255-888-TALK is the telephone number. Speaking of jobs, Dave Del Solo on the line. I promised that we were going to do this, but I want to get us a debrief from Friday's incredible job fair. I'm told that it was in the thousands, a couple of thousand people showed up to fill out applications and meet employers. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, Ray. I hope you had a nice 4th of July weekend.
It was epic, bro, and mostly safe. And mostly safe. I only did a couple of things that would have alarmed my mother.
Oh, just a couple, well, then there was a good weekend.
Yeah. So tell me about.
I don't even want to know what it is.
No, nothing that would alarm my grandmother. Okay, how's that? If we're swinging in that opposite direction. 8:18 in the morning. Dave Del Solo from the Department of Labor online, and hundreds of people all day long, every day, all day Friday over at the Riga Resort. Tell me about it.
Yes. Well, we had over 2,000 people, and it was a steady crowd. It hit hard in the morning and continued through lunch. And then after lunch, it was just a steady stream of people. We had close to 90 employers. And anecdotally, we have I'd say several hundred people were hired on the spot, with about maybe 300 to 400 more offered interviews, set up appointments, and were, set for to meet with the managers for the final round of hiring. I couldn't ask for a better organized and better job fair than what we put together. I know the governor went around and talked to probably about 80% of the businesses and got great feedback. They're all blown away at the number of people and just the mood. They noticed a shift in the people, and the biggest thing that my biggest takeaway was the diversity of the people that came in. They weren't all entry level. I spoke to a lot of the companies, and some of them hired managers, supervisors. Some of them hired HVAC people, electricians, truck drivers. So there, when I opened up that line, I saw a whole gamut of people and ethnicities and maturity levels, and you can tell the ones that have job experience and entry-level experience. So it was definitely a cross-section of everybody that needed work.
Well, because COVID was not discriminatory. It had an impact on virtually everybody at every level in our community. And nice to see that something like this was made available to them so that they might be able to claw their way back into being regular parts of the economy that we've got here on Guam. 8:20 in the morning. Dave Del Sola from the Department of Labor Online. Online one, I got Ken LG, who'd actually called in Friday morning from down at the Riga. And he absolutely was falling over himself, glowing about how great the event was, how well organized it was, and how virtually every little detail was seen after to make this seamless so that people could very effectively meet employers and get hired.
I had about 35 staff, AJC and everybody that just went around, and anybody that looked a little lost or couldn't figure out, we just got them. We sat them down and we helped them. We had the DISID was there to help people with disabilities. I saw at least a dozen people with disabilities that were needing assistance. They were there. We had Manetlu Group, which is a Micronesian group that came in to help with the translation and help our fellow brothers and sisters fill out those applications. We had a mini AJC there that was there for you to figure out the applications, to do your resumes, to give you hints on how to do resumes. We had all our training providers there that were talking about the different training opportunities that were coming up. And like I said, we had it was great having all those recruiters there showing off and all these young people working out and doing things and showing, and trying to pitch their service. And it was just, everybody had a good time. It was well organized.
Well, when are you going to do another one?
Really well.
Not everybody got hired, and there might be some more businesses that, after they've seen the initial success, might be convinced to come in and participate next time around.
Yeah, well,
let's go Friday, bro. Come on.
We did a survey of all the participants that came in, and we're doing surveys with the employers, trying to get takeaways from lessons learned. And I want to see what they thought worked well. I want to know what the kind of demographic that came in and what were they looking for and what they thought might need improvement. So I don't rest on my laurels. I always want to improve and make the next one better. And as I'll sit down with the governor and we'll figure out when the next one should be. We want to let these companies, work. A lot of them had a lot of applications. God, they had stacks of applications.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad. As I say, I worry that there are a lot of people, for whatever reason, that don't feel like they're going to be welcome back into the working world. We sure could use them. There's not one place that I went to over the weekend where I could not feel that they were fully staffed. I'll give you an example. I swung by Kmart, and now granted, it's Kmart, right? It's Kmart on a holiday, but there were, for all of the people that were doing shopping, they only had a very small handful of cash registers that were open, so the lines went long. Did the same thing over at Payless. A lot of cash registers, but busy. One guy running around trying to put groceries in bags. Finally, I brought my own bags, so I was able to do it myself. But there's a lot of businesses around here need people to work. So I'm glad that something like that happened for you. Dave, I'm going to let you run. Let me know about when the next one is going to be or what the next big deals for the Department of Labor are.
Yes, well, the other big deal, I know you got to go, was our waivers are slamming. I've done over $5 million in waivers.
Oh, I did see that over the weekend. Yeah, there were a whole bunch of people that for whom, through no fault of their own, apparently, found themselves receiving money from their employers, but also receiving money from the PUA program, and some of them paid back, and some of them don't have to.
And some of them are, if they paid back early and they still submitted a waiver request, we're refunding them.
Cool.
So it's something that is ongoing. The deadline to request the waiver is July 18th. Letters have gone out informing those who have overpayments to get their waivers in. So if you're interested in getting a waiver and you have an overpayment, you can contact the waiver unit at pua.waivers, pua.waivers@dol.guam.gov. And we will send you an application, and somebody will explain for you and tell you how to fill it out so that you can get your best message out, and I can hopefully waive your overpayment.
Looking
as
for
long as there's no fraud attached.
Yeah, that's the tricky part. For the most part, I think a lot of guys had no idea what was going on. It just happened. The money just kept flowing in. 8:25 in the morning. That's my buddy Dave Del Sola. You have a fantastic rest of the day. I'll see you soon.
I'll see you soon. Thank you, Ray.
8:25. Hi, how you doing there? I mentioned the other governor, Ken LG, and he's standing by, languishing on the phone line. But I need to get this out first, and I'm sure. Oh, do I have it coming in on that one? I just got a note from Jenna, and normally I don't make a big deal about this because they do it, every first Tuesday of the month. But what with all of the craziness with North Korea and Russia and China, I think it might be worth me reminding everybody that what you hear later on today is routine testing of the all hazards alarm sirens. It will be at 3:15 and today. So if you hear the alarms going off, if you hear the sirens in the neighborhood going off, we are not under attack. That is a test of the system. I think I'm trying to remember who it was that wrote a pretty interesting piece. Dave Duenas in one of the newspapers writing about, does anybody have a plan? Is there like a public plan that we ought to have? And we know how to deal with typhoons and things like that. But what condition are we in with North Korea and China and Russia? And what do we do when it's not the first Tuesday of the month and the all hazards warning goes off? What are we supposed to do then?
Civil defense, Ray.
Yeah,
got a bunker.
Get a bunker. Dig a hole.
Bunker.
Dig a hole in the ground. Maybe 8:26. What do you think, Ken?
I think following the attack on Pearl Harbor, if I were going to attack Guam, it would be the first Tuesday at 3:15.
Yep.
I agree that we're clueless and planless because, as we know, extending the public health emergency is more important than doing anything real. I mean, I was trying today to find the declaration, other than a headline on the pandemic response website. I couldn't find the executive order because I wanted to read the justification this time after that rousing series of village get-togethers and all these events that have been paid for by taxpayers. So I was just curious to see how we could justify spending pandemic dollars to host all these events for the benefit of the pandemic-stricken people, and yet we can't find the documents justifying the extension of the pandemic. I think that's telling in and of itself.
I can't even remember how many months we are into this thing. I couldn't tell you. This is 20-something months that we've been in a public health emergency, and it feels like that we're going to extend this until right before the inauguration of Mike Sinicolas. I think that's what they might be going for here. But I agree. But you and I talking about this and not necessarily getting our hair on fire, but just kind of going, what the... Really? Why? I don't understand this. Why are we still in the place that we are in? after all of this time, and the fact that even as dicey as some of the Twitchers at Public Health think things are, at least we're not getting the kind of severe numbers, the severity of the illnesses, hospitalization numbers, even deaths are becoming rarer and rarer and rarer at this stage of the pandemic. So why are we under still a public health emergency? And the last thing to go is going to be any of the restrictions that would be returned to the governor's office if the public health emergency were to end, which is obviously the answer why it hasn't ended yet.
Absolutely. And that goes back to us as voters, and the reason why I called in. Friday, we got confirmation on step one accomplished with the Guam Election Commission on the voter initiative process.
I was wondering about that. I saw a blurb, and I didn't quite understand it, but I figured you'd call in and explain it.
Yeah, see, there's two hurdles that we have to jump before we go to the signature collection phase. The first one was to get certified that the initiatives did not contain unrelated subjects, like return to 21 senators and districted thusly. That would have been unrelated subjects. So by turning in clean initiatives that were point-focused on a specific accomplishment, we accomplished step one, and now the ball is in the court of the Guam Election Commission, who has until July 25th to return the approved language and the forms to begin the signature collection process. And so if you're enjoying your pandemic extension, maybe this is a way that we as citizens can tell politicians that we're mad as hell and we're not going to put up with this anymore. Because
I don't think they care. I don't think they care. Rest on your laurels. Take your chances on another round over at the legislature. Unfortunately, and maybe they'll republish this next week. I don't know if everybody got a chance to see Lee Weber's editorial contribution in yesterday's Guam Daily Post.
Yeah, well, it would be excellent reading.
I will read. I don't normally read the end of things because I don't want to ruin the punchline for everybody. But I will when we're concluded with this phone call. Going to bring this up because it speaks volumes to absolutely everything that we're talking about. You are having to go and jump through hoops to get the legislature to be a responsive middle player in the game because for the last 2 years, plus years, they've not lifted a finger. A few of them have gone through the dance to make it look like something is going on. And make taxpayers hopeful that there might be somebody that will at least question out loud the nature of these public health emergencies. And the funny thing is, even when they got the answer, they just go, "Oh, okay, thanks, bye." Didn't end up doing anything substantial with it. At any rate, yeah, I think maybe it's time that we get a whole bunch of other players that are interested in moving forward with the game to change it up a little bit. As BJ Penn says, "Holy the system." Hey, it's 8:32. I got to go.
All right, talk to you later.
You know you will. The other governor, Ken Leon Guerrero, acting in that case, not as candidate Ken Leon Guerrero, but proponent of a number of voter initiatives. And anybody that knows the nature of the game of voter initiatives here on Guam, I cannot imagine anything harder than that. Certain politicians' heads, maybe. You just can't have conversations with them. Trying to sort something out here. It's this Santa Maria Camelin thing, parade, government of Guam, and virtually everybody in certain parts of the government of Guam that just seem to, we're like the pro-abortion government of Guam. But we'd love to have Our Lady of Cameron at lead our procession, lead our parade, right?
I'm feeling what you're feeling.
You getting that?
Yeah,
and then the question is, why over at the Archbishop's office did they say yes to that? How could you do that, guys? I don't understand. Is the question? Why are some of these people still taking communion? Is the question? 8:33 in the morning. Here's the deal. It's what Lee Weber wrote in his editorial from yesterday. And if you haven't seen it, dig around. I mean, if you get really, I'll send you a link if you ask me. And there's the whole beginning, the pre-ramble of it, but it comes down to the end of this. And if there's people that we really ought to be upset with, it's not Lulian Guerrero for extending the public health emergency. It's the people over at the legislature that just let it go. Look the other way. What? What's that? Is that something shiny over there? Remember, the current batch of political officials are the same ones that have forced us into this economic freefall that has driven food, power, fuel, and nearly all other prices right through the roof. The legislature consistently, blindly followed the governor's lead rather than being the viable middle branch of government, challenging and questioning her for the people. The current crop of elected officials is doing little more than pandering for votes so they can get reelected to stay nuzzled up to that big sow. Man, I want to play the video of those girls again.
Sow?
Sow. You know how Ken always refers to pork barrel. Okay, so Lee refers to the government of Guam as this gigantic sow. Yes, with only room enough at the breast area of the sow to take care of only the very special people. And it takes it takes a lot of work to become one of those special people. And once you are, you don't want to get out. The current crop of elected officials is doing little more than pandering for votes so they can get reelected to stay nuzzled up to that big sow called GovGuam and continue taking all of their benefits while essentially turning their heads to public cries for help. Wake up, Guam. It's time for change. Esta, that's Lee Weber. It's 8:35. Donna D got the last look at big news and headlines coming your way after these important messages.
Howdy, folks. It's KFC's Colonel Sanders, and I'm bringing you a delicious KFC chicken flavor just in time for summer. Introducing my new KFC Grilled Teriyaki Chicken. It's our great KFC grilled chicken made with an authentic, sweet, and tangy Japanese teriyaki sauce that the whole family will fall in love with. Pick up a bucket at your favorite KFC location and bring home the teriyaki love today. KFC's new Grilled Teriyaki Chicken is available for a limited time at your favorite KFC location. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Choice Broadcasting introduces their unbeatable lineup of morning show.
Hands down winners of Guam's morning radio battle.
Daryl Lizama grooves his way through Boss 104 playing Guam's favorite classic hits.
Morning mouth Ray Gibson shakes the cage on 93.3 The Point.
And now, we are proud to announce the Morning Blender with Kyle Mandapat, mixing it up at sunrise on Star 101.
If you're an advertiser trying to reach the most valuable ears, we've got the shows that listeners have been tuning into for decades.
One call gets all three.
671-888-7346. That's 888-REIO.
How about that? 8:36 Tuesday morning on the Ray Gibson Show. I like the way that sounds, because that means that, coming up is going to be Wednesday on the Ray Gibson Show. And I didn't have to put up with Monday on the Ray Gibson Show. Although I did, I was feeling that anxiety. The talk show guys, radio guys get this from time to time. The 3-day weekends are kind of tough because by the time it gets to be Monday morning, you're literally going, I got crap to talk about. I got bits. I got jokes. And I got no place to do them. I talk to the cats and the chickens in the backyard. They don't think I'm funny. No. Hell, you might not think I'm funny. But, hey, looks aren't everything. It's 8:37 on the Ray Gibson Show. And coming up, we got TJ Mendiola, Crop King Hydro guy.
Crop King.
And I want to find out to what degree he's going to be getting involved in this marijuana cannabis expo that we're going to be having. And I was asked a question yesterday. Do we still have some of that DV8, DT8? What's the stuff called? Do we still have some? Remind me to ask what the inventory is like.
I drank it all.
I finally got an eyedropper. It's 8:37 and time for our last big look at news and headlines with Donna D. Donna, what happened?
Defense attorney Jay Arreola is set to cross-examine the woman who testified in Superior Court on Friday that Suruhanu and former Port Authority police officer Frank Ko Nicholas had raped her in a Tanquesan Beach cave in May 2020. She told the court that Nicholas told her this is what the ancestors wanted when he raped her. Trial is set to continue this morning at 9:30 with Judge Arthur Barcinas. And 2 men with prior felony charges were captured after escaping DOC on Friday. Iverson Chewek and Donovan Gilmondia were discovered missing when a head count was conducted by DOC personnel. There appeared to be an opening at the bottom of the fence line. Chewek was spotted outside the facility, and Mondia was captured by the First Church of God in Barragata. Mondia told officials that the only reason he escaped with Chowek was that he needed to see his sick mother. Both men were arrested and have been charged with felony escape. Meanwhile, the skeletal remains found in Harmon last Thursday are believed to be those of a man in his late 50s to early 60s. The photo ID was located at the scene near Mendioka Street. Detectives say there were no indications of a struggle and no apparent signs of foul play. GPD will not be releasing the man's name until they speak with his family and get confirmation from the Chief Medical Examiner's office. And Reverend Tax has announced that the last batch of All Rise payments have been processed, totaling $58,400. The 63 payments consist of 27 paper checks and 36 electronic funds transfers. Also, $5.2 million in tax refunds have been processed. This applies to taxpayers who filed error-free income tax returns through May 9. And that was your last look at local headlines on The Point.
I filed mine by then. I just didn't have any money coming back to me, unfortunately. So whenever I hear all of those stories, it's kind of a waste of air to me. I just got this from Michelle over at the Department of Education. Says, good morning, everybody. Please note that the superintendent's last day in the office was last Friday. What?
Yeah.
In the office,
In
though.
the office.
In the office.
Frank Cooper Nurse is the acting superintendent until the middle of the month. All media requests need to come to the PIO and blah, 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 blah.
Wait a minute. So what's he doing until the 15th, if the 15th is his official last day?
Dude, that's the Gov Guam way.
Oh, okay.
So you
I
got,
don't know.
What? Well, you got
Yeah, you got to sign out and stuff.
Yeah, but you got vacation coming, right?
Oh, does he have...
So why
okay.
would yeah? So
Okay.
take the vacation or
At the
whatever, and just go. Okay, my last day is this day, but I'm going to take off for a couple of weeks before that. So put Frank in charge. Frank's a good guy. Everybody likes him. Anyway, what was I going to do? Was there something else?
No, I don't know, man.
We're going to read the rest of that thing.
I was? No, there's nothing. The rest of it, it's just a blurb about if you. Is Michelle saying, okay, everybody, don't hit me all at once. If you want it, don't hit him up all at once. If you got a request for information in the Department of Education, make it with me, and then I will ensure that you get the correct response from the actual department that you're asking about. So you got that. I was gonna do celebrity birthdays, but there's only one that I like. Huey Lewis is 72 years old. Actually, I don't like Huey Lewis.
You just like the news?
Just there's like the one or two songs that he's got, but he's got like way too many, and they all sound the same.
The one with Gwyneth Paltrow?
Jerome McDonald went traveling and got me. This is an unpacking ceremony. TJ, you got video on, or you're just audio right now?
Just audio.
Okay, so you can't see me unpacking this. So anyway, Jerome McDonald went and did some traveling in Ireland. He went to Ireland. Because he's McDonald. And I said, look, while you're there, see if you can find anything relating to Gibson, because Gibson is also, of that kind of descent. So he went and bought me something, and this will occupy a similar pride of place. Oh, this is nice. A similar pride of place as the bottle opener that I got from Peter Santos, right?
Oh, nice.
Remember you got one too?
I do.
Yeah. So I've got that one hung up, and I think right next to it is going to go this one. It is a bottle opener and there's Guinness beer. And it's made out of, it looks like a Guinness beer bottle, and it's got a little place for you open to pop the bottle, and then it's got a little hole on the inside to catch all of the bottle caps. So that they don't go overflowing onto the floor. This is absolutely beautiful. Thank you very much, Jerome. It will occupy, as I say, a pride of place at the house. I don't need to take a break, right? I can just keep going. I've got TJ on the line.
TJ on the line. He's the crop king.
Crop king, I know. So about that juice, the D8, deactivate, DT8, whatever. What is that called again?
the Delta 8.
Delta 8.
Yes. We actually got some news coming up on that. You guys are asking about inventory. We just we're starting to enter the U.S. market right now, and we just sold about 24,000 units.
You did?
Just recently. So it's starting to kick off. We've got our website. We've got our marketing team in Vegas that are helping us out, and we're drop shipping in the U.S. now. We just launched. This is going to be a local brand that's going to hit the U.S. So really excited about it, man. We also have.
Well, the problem is, excuse me, but the problem is that people are going to like it. They're going to get excited about it, and then they're going to go lay down for a long time because that stuff is crazy potent.
I got some good news for you. So I have been listening, and I a lot of people such as you talking about how strong it is.
I'm not the only one, right?
No, you're not. You're not. And that's one thing that I love getting feedback from everybody, and I've always asked. So we've got 2 new flavors of the Maga shots that'll still be 100 milligrams, but we got 2 new flavors on a new line that we're calling our seltzer. So we're kind of mimicking the whole alcohol deal where they have the butteritas and limeritas and stuff.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 flavors coming out. They'll be in a bigger can size that every beer drinker will be used to, but they'll be 25 milligrams. So for a lot of those individuals that, are at a party, they want to hang out with everybody and chill, but, maybe they got bad liver or, they're not able to drink anymore. They'll still have that and get the high or the buzz that everybody else is getting at the party. But the only thing they'll be consuming is basically it's flavored water, but of course with that 25 milligrams of THC.
Right. And so you will get the buzz, but it won't be like downing the whole 100 milliliters at the same time, and then you're just hammered, right? But you want to, as you say, I can do that because I want to be a part of SEAL Team Delta 8.
Right on.
We're gonna get patches, bro.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that, man. I always had that vision that I'm like, hey, we've got to make like a Bud Light version or a light version of the drink for people. So, it's just testing it with consumers and then seeing what the tolerance levels is, and then finding out, okay, what's comfortable for everybody, that they can enjoy. Because I'm not trying to get everybody all messed up. My whole idea was that 100 milligrams was to kind of stretch and be more of a concentrate for individuals that are looking for relief but that don't want to smoke, and they're looking for another way to absorb it, but absorb it quickly. So with the D8 water, it absorbs a lot faster than a gummy would per se. Gummies take about 30 to 45 minutes. The D8 water, you'll feel it within like 5 or 10 minutes.
Okay, groovy. Well, I did do some product sampling for you. Now, there's supposed to be an expo coming up on the 10th of July. Are you guys going to be in it?
No, unfortunately, at that time, I had been gone to Dubai, and I just couldn't get everything set up on time. But yeah, I best of luck to them. I know that there's 2 other grow shops that are in there, and then there's, I think, the positive peer pressure guys. They're coming in there with their machine pressing stuff. But I think mainly the main thing to look out for on that one is just going to be the local growers that will be submitting for judging. So they've got like two major judges from the state, and one local judge. I think one PXC fighters. And they'll be doing the test. I think that's going to be the main focus or the main goal for everybody that wants to attend. Kind of support your local grower, and that's what we're about too as well. We just figured, okay, we'll skip this one, maybe the next one. But I'm really hoping for in the future, because I've been to several cannabis expos in the States, that we can attract more of these outside companies, these manufacturers to come in here to because everywhere I've gone, there's usually been like hundreds of these innovators and guys coming in with these new air pumps and water pumps and mixers and dosing systems, really high tech stuff to kind of get the locals on board and say, hey, shoot, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Or, well, I can see it and actually see how it runs, and I can talk to someone that is knowledgeable about it. So I'm really hoping one day we'll be able to get big industry manufacturers coming in here and then showing off their products and really hyping up this industry.
And I feel industry is the word that I'm looking for when I start thinking about where things can go. And you just came back, as you said, from Dubai, major conference for cannabis folks from around the entire planet that are showing up someplace where they can kind of associate, show off what we're doing, what technology we're using, and so it leads me into a place where I'm wondering if we need to have like an association. Is there an association now the Cannabis Association. Everybody from every level. I mean, look at me. I will say that I will be a marketing guy. I might not smoke. I understand it, but as a marketing guy, you're going to want to come to me and give me some ideas on how I might be able to market this to specific crowds and demographics that we've got here in town. I ought to be able to be a part of that Cannabis Association. We've got people that are in the banking industry that would like to probably participate at a level or another with the cannabis folks, but don't necessarily know everybody to get the game going. So maybe if there was an association of some kind or another, you have something like that, TJ?
Well, there are some local groups. I know one of them is Guam Cannabis Association, and exact that word.
Yep.
I think, and there's probably some other ones, and I think as far as them getting together would be a great idea, getting organized. I used to put on events back in the day. I've been in entertainment for 25 years, so all those block parties you guys saw in Tucson,
yeah.
that was my handiwork down there. So little things like that. I definitely the biggest thing would be trying to get these guys to come out. I mean, it's a long flight. It's an expensive flight. I make the trek out there only because I can see more of them there. The task would be, how will we get these guys to come out here? Of course, a lot of the grow shops carry a lot of their supplies, but there are other companies besides that, and we're trying to introduce new technology instead of kind of like showcasing, all right, yeah, that's great, we showcase what we have currently. I think that would be the main pull. I do have contacts back there. I'd love to make phone calls.
So the question that I have, though, I mean, if we were going to approach something like that, to have, say, an association, and the hallmark of the association would be some kind of a regional show, how tolerable is cannabis and marijuana among different countries in the region? I mean, it's still kind of taboo in Japan, still kind of taboo in North Korea or South Korea, and other Asian markets. I mean, those are the people in business that we'd like to say, all right, you do this in your country, come and see what the latest and greatest is from distributors, wholesalers from the United States of America.
Yeah, well, until they legalize right now, that's still not even, I think, in their government. But until they legalize, then yeah, it would definitely help. Only because we would be the entrant, or where all the products are going to be passing through, hopefully.
Exactly. The strategic value of Guam could work for cannabis as well, is my point.
Exactly.
But it's kind of hard to do if there are still a lot of countries that are intolerant of cannabis, because I'm not gonna invest in it if it's still illegal in my country.
Correct. There are talks about them sending their medical recipients for cannabis to come out here for 1, 2, or 3 months to get treatment. So that's definitely something to look forward to, as far as looking at some kind of trade in with our neighbors. One thing that hasn't been talked about much is the medical side, and we've got laws stand it up right now. The problem is that we still don't have the lab set up. So you could have started a medical, as far as my knowledge, last year, a medical grow to service medical needs here locally, and then even foreigners that are coming over here. But the problem is we still don't have a lab. So
aren't there test kits? Can you buy a test kit like a swimming pool kit, where you just take the piece of the marijuana and you drop it into the thing and kind of shake it up and hold it to the light, and you'd be able to see if there were any pesticides, anything that wasn't supposed to be in there? Yeah.
Yeah, no, not that I'm aware of. At least in the industry that I've been looking into, and the people that I've been meeting with, no, I haven't run across something like that where you could self-test it. That's why a lot of people usually we urge people to grow themselves. That way they know what's going on with their plant. They know what's going into it, and then of course the care.
Well, if something like that doesn't exist yet, let's make one. Me and you and John Savares. John's on line too. Wanted to join the conversation. Buenas, John. You're on with TJ Mendiola from Crop King Hydro.
Good morning. Good morning, TJ. Good morning, Ray. Good morning, Brother Joe, Donna. Thank you. I just wanted to jump in and talk about Japan, because Japan, 4 years ago during the Cabo administration, they came to Guam and asked to send their medical patients here. And they're looking at 10% of their base, which is 1.5 million people, which is 150,000 people to Guam, for 2 to 4 weeks at a time. and they're looking and they want to come here for medical cannabis therapy and treatment. So this is the market that was not evaluated by GDP during their impact study. This is not what, and Japan is just the base, right? There's also talks with Korea, Taiwan, and then with the hope to move into the Philippines, and working with their government to bring their patients here. This helps change the dynamic of tourism.
Works for me.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there because I heard TJ bringing up our source market, our tourism industry for medical. So I wanted to make sure I chime in and talk about the numbers on that, right?
Yeah, appreciate that. Thanks, John, for calling in.
I mean, there's got to be a connection that can be made. Then, I mean, if there's a viable market has existed in the past, or we can market into existence, and the only thing holding us back is getting a lab. I mean, does it? I mean, we have hospitals with labs in them.
Well, the problem is the government won't touch it, right? And there are talks with I know there are people who are looking into the laboratory right now. And they have been. It's just as the industry moves forward, right? It has to come systematically. Cultivation, then laboratory. Then
well, even for medicinal marijuana, though, John, is there anybody on Guam right now that has a license to manufacture, I suppose, for medicinal purposes, marijuana outside of individual use?
No, there's somebody pending. There's somebody waiting for a license to be cleared at public health right now for medical.
Interesting.
So it's one of those things. They haven't talked. Nobody talks about it. I've been one of the few guys who constantly try to push the medical program because I know that there's a tourism market that wants to come to Guam for medical use, but we have to have certain parameters in place, right?
My God, that's how you pay for a new hospital. 8:55 in the morning.
Absolutely right. Thank you. Yes, have a good week.
All right, you have a good week as well. I appreciate that. John Savar's online. TJ, your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with them. Me and John, we go back to as well, and that's one of the things that he's always been pressing upon with the medical use, and I'm all for it. Not just overseas, but also here at home. With our shop, we've carried a number of products like you've tried the D8, and a lot of medical patients have been coming in, or they'll send their caretakers in to come get some products for them. So we do feel the weight of taking care of the local medicinal users as well. The ones that can't grow, they're bedridden or whatnot, and they just need something that's already made and manufactured, and that's what we offer to them right now.
One of these days, 8:55 in the morning. TJ, always fun talking with you. What happened? What's that,
a caller was asking earlier about some seeds. He said TJ's got great seeds, but he's still kind of unsure about how to get seeds here to Guam.
Can't get seeds here to Guam.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
TJ breeds them.
So just a quick brief. We give out seeds at our shop with a minimum purchase at least, and you'd be using it to grow the plant anyway. So it's double-edged sword there. Yep. We give away a 5-pack of seeds to everybody that comes in, and just come on in. We breed our own stuff. We have our own genetics. We have thousands of seeds available, so we ain't running out anytime soon. We still got another 10,000 seeds in the back, and we haven't released yet, so we're releasing them strain by strain.
I can see you counting them, too. That's funny in my head.
We actually had a game. We had a game on one of my Facebook groups, and I put a packet or a little baggie, and I said, the first 3 people to get closest to the number, and we did that game. And dude, that conversation in the comment block blew up.
Oh.
Everybody was like 900 seeds, 1,000 seeds, and we gave away seeds. We gave away, I think, several packs of varieties of strains to those individuals. So yeah, we've got a lot of seeds. Come on down, man. Check us out.
But to respond to the caller's line of questioning, TJ's got seeds that came out of plants that he grew that somehow magically showed up on Guam somewhere. On the other hand, you cannot call up your friend in the States and have them send you seeds. It's still Schedule 1 because stupid, and until it becomes something else, they're going to prevent them from being imported into Guam.
Actually, the act of planting it, if you buy those seeds and the act of planting it, then that becomes, that gray area really is the seed does not contain THC. If you look at some of the government regulations, I think the government agency that's involved in confiscating stuff like that, they already put their word two cents into it. They said, well, it has no THC, so therefore we're not going to confiscate it.
Smart. Well, there's still the potential restrictions one way or the other, and I think that scares a lot of people away until they get to a point where we can move it off of the schedule and someplace else. That's the big stigma that's holding up a whole lot nationwide across the country, guys. It's marijuana. It's 2022. If you don't like it, don't smoke it. There's the solution to the problem. In the meantime,
you don't have to mail it. You don't have to mail it. Just come over here to our shop and we'll give it to you.
Right on. It's like that. TJ, I'll talk to you pretty soon. Lovely hanging out with Bistro on Friday night.
Hey, yeah. She's been partying a lot, man. I've been telling her, I said, hey, now's your time. All the kids are grown up, and Dad says, go ahead, go out.
Well, she's also trying to win a political seat here, so it's good to get some face recognition behind the voice and the name that they've seen around. I'll talk to you soon, TJ. You have an outrageous day, and thanks very much for your time. There is going to it's July 10th. Unfortunately, TJ is not going to be a part of it, but I'm sure that he will be there physically, if not in spirit, to see what's going on and who some of the other players in the game are going to be, and maybe move forward with some kind of a talk about high level association of people. Some of the biggest, fastest growing magazines in the country are like cannabis business magazines. Remember when you first learned to play the guitar, you got the jingle book from the from the store. Deswan, you got the book from Deswan, and that's where you learned all your chords. Hey, I got to break away. Fox News Live. I'm sorry, that's a reference to life in the 1970s before the internet, where everybody had a guitar, but not everybody went to guitar lessons. Stand by now for Fox News Live on KUSG. Again, 93.3. We are The Point.
This is a Fox News alert. Person of interest named in a deadly parade shooting. I'm Jack Callahan, Fox News. Police in the Chicago suburb of Highland Park, Illinois, have named the person they're looking for in Monday's mass shooting at the July 4th parade.
His name is Robert Bobby E. Crimo, C-R-I-M-O III. He is 22 years of age.
Highland Park's Police Chief Lou Jogman. 5 people were shot dead at the scene. A 6th victim died at the hospital. At least 24 others were hurt.
I saw someone on the ground with his leg in the air, and the girl crying next to him. And then to my left, my mom and I saw at least 3 more people on the ground, bloody. And then naturally, we just started running towards our car.
Witnesses pointed police to the roof of a building overlooking the parade route, where they found what they've described as a high-powered rifle. Police say Crimo may be driving a silver 2010 Honda Fit. They consider him to be armed and dangerous, and they warn the public not to approach if they should see him. Several communities near Highland Park canceling their fireworks displays scheduled this evening. The Chicago White Sox have decided they will play their home game tonight, but they have postponed the post-game fireworks. President Biden issuing a written statement from the White House saying he is shocked by the senseless gun violence that has yet again brought grief to an American community. Hosting a holiday barbecue for military families, the president said he still believes America's best days are ahead, fireworks scheduled at dark. Akron, Ohio, police chanting "No justice, no peace," marched to the home of Mayor Dan Horrigan on Monday over the fatal shooting by police last week of Jayland Walker. The coroner says he was struck by as many as 60 bullets. The 25-year-old did not have a gun, but police believed that he'd fired a shot at them earlier during a car chase. America is listening to Fox News.
Subway's Eat Fresh, Refresh brings you the sequel to the Sweet Onion Chicken Teriyaki. Enjoy the new Sweet Onion Steak Teriyaki. Delight your taste buds with tender, juicy steak marinated in the tangy new Sweet Onion Teriyaki sauce and stacked high on toasted artisan Italian bread, topped with American cheese, green peppers, red onions, and drizzled with the tangy new Sweet Onion Teriyaki sauce. The new Sweet Onion Steak Teriyaki is the height of food craveability. Give in to your cravings at Subway. Eat fresh.
Attention! Lolita Kamet is now with Hoffaday Realty. She'll always be that hardworking and passionate real estate professional who is committed to helping you make a difference in your life and helping you achieve the American dream of home ownership. She also specializes in commercial leasing, land sales, local residential sales leasing, military and corporate relocation. So for all your real estate needs, call Lolita Kamet now with Hoffaday Realty at 688-6743. That's 688-6743.
Recapping this hour's Fox News alerts, police in Highland Park, Illinois, say they're looking for 22-year-old Bobby Cremo as a person of interest in the mass shooting at the city's July 4th parade. 6 people are dead, at least 24 others injured. The suspect still on the loose. He may be driving a 2010 silver Honda Fit. A reminder for police in Massachusetts about issuing concealed carry permits.
Massachusetts Attorney General Maura Healey reminding Bay State police chiefs that they can no longer deny or impose limits on licenses to carry a gun just because the applicant doesn't have a, quote, good reason to carry. Healey issuing that guidance on Friday in the wake of last month's Supreme Court ruling striking down a New York state law that applicants had to show proper cause to carry a concealed handgun in public for self-defense. Healey adding, however, that Massachusetts police chiefs can still find applicants ineligible for a license if they're a so-called prohibited person or if a chief thinks a person would pose a risk to public safety. Paul Stevens, Fox News.
235 more airline flights canceled today as air travelers try to return home from the long holiday weekend. Delays now reported at O'Hare, JFK, and at Charlotte's Airport, according to FlightAware.com. Special posthumous honors have been announced for the last Medal of Honor recipient from World War II.
The remains of Herschel Woody Williams, who died last week at the age of 98, will lie in honor at the U.S. Capitol in Washington. Williams, a lifelong West Virginian, was the last surviving warrior from World War II to receive the Congressional Medal of Honor. As a young Marine corporal at Iwo Jima in 1945, Williams marched ahead of his unit and confronted Japanese machine gun positions. Following the war, President Harry Truman bestowed the Medal of Honor on Williams, who spent much of his life raising money for Gold Star families. Evan Brown, Fox News.
And I'm Jack Callahan. This is Fox News.
Everyone has a busy schedule these days, and sometimes we forget to schedule our routine dental checkup and cleaning. Don't neglect your dental health. Schedule one today with Dr. Robert Yang and his Smile team, conveniently located at the East West Business Center on Marine Drive, Upper Tumon. Call us today at 647-8702 or 3. Again, that's 647-8702 or 647-8703. We make smiles happen.
Are you looking for a new place to hang out with your friends? Let's go along the sidelines at Sidelines Bar and Grill. Located at 154 Iriarty Road, Unit 4 and 5 in Tamuning behind Royal Bigs. Sidelines, a hidden gem with nothing but great things to offer. Great atmosphere, great food, top shelf drinks, and a great team. What are we waiting for? Let the fun begin at Sidelines Bar and Grill. Open daily from 3 p.m. to 2 a.m. See you there.
Check out the newest hydro and garden center to hit Guam, Crop King Hydro. We have a huge selection of plant nutrients, soils, hydroponic mediums, organic pest control pumps, plant support, tools, and so much more. Call 635-4769. 635-GROW. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 6 at the Dededo Satina Mall, right across from Payless and Paradise Fitness. For whatever you grow, think Crop King Hydro. Crop King Hydro. Can do. 6 after 9 o'clock in the morning. The Ray Gibson Show is being brought to you by the team over at APL, American President Lines, global presence with a local home. Also being brought to you by the guys and girls over at NissanGuam.com on the World Wide Web. What do they got? Inventory. What do they need to do? Sell it. We need to sell this inventory. Gibson, dude on the radio, big mouth, help us sell some cars. Happy to do it. Happy to do it. On screen right now, I got a copy of the election, not the election website. I do need to get that off the screen. A copy of the NissanGuam.com website where you can find out everything that you need to know about the incredible summer sales event that is going on right now. You can conquer summer and then some with a brand new ride that has got your name all over it at Nissan Guam. 0 down, super easy financing, 1.99% APR. Maybe you've had your eye on these cars, including the ones that get better than 30 miles to the gallon. They're there waiting for you. They've got Infinitis as well. They've got the QX60 that is on the lot right now. Also on the lot, Nissan Frontier, one of Guam's favorite trucks. Go and find one today at super rates, super savings at NissanGuam.com.
Getting you back to the talk faster. It's the Ray Gibson Show.
Yeah, that looks like someplace I'd like to mosey into every once in a while. I got a buddy of ours who's it's Wolfgang Puck's Pizza Bar.
Of course you want to mosey in there. It says pizza.
It says pizza.
And bar.
You know, it's you know me. You know me so well. But I don't know. We got a buddy, Kitsuto in Japan, that is sending us some pictures of stuff that you see on a regular basis. And I tell you what, as much as I love Guam, following, oh, hey, burger menu, what's that? What am I seeing here? As much as I like Guam and just crazy about the place, even despite some of the nonsense that we've got to put up with, it's gorgeous. And there's no shortages of places where you can almost randomly point your camera at and see something beautiful. And I think that's great. But when you're in Japan, it's such a large country, and there's so many different people and so many influences. It is also like that. Some place where you can just point your camera and get a great picture. Picture of some random big fat cat walking around in the village out in Japan. Oh, look, there's 2 fat cats. Unbelievable.
Oh, well fed.
Multiple. You know what? This reminds me of the last time I was in Bonifacio Global City before
BGC,
the pandemic. Yeah.
Oh, the memories.
And God, memories. Oh, but one of my favorite things to do was to walk around High Street in BGC, and there are cats there. And because there's food there, a bunch of food, and I don't recall ever seeing a skinny cat walking around. And so I've got a bunch of pictures that I took with my camera, and that was the title of the album, is The Cats of Bonifacio Global City. And they're everywhere. I mean, it's not just on a high street. As you're walking around, some of the other parts there, up and down Forbes and places like that, you'll see cats, and they give you almost no regard whatsoever. I mean, they'll just kind of sit there, and maybe they'll look at you. It's like young girls looking at old guys. Maybe they'll see you and make some kind of, but otherwise they just kind of ignore. You're invisible to them. You're invisible to the majority of them. But it really is terrific. And then there's this place, which I've had the opportunity to eat a couple of times, and it's called Mossburger. I don't know if it's pronounced Mossburger, but that's the way it was taught to me. So that must be it. Mossburgers. And if you've been to Japan or Okinawa, then maybe you've had one of those kinds of things. I'm not sure why Okinawa. Big chunk of the conversation that took place over the weekend. Some fantastic people that had come to visit Guam for a friend's wedding, and we spent a lot of time talking about great places. Some which are still there, some which are gone. In Okinawa that just kind of fall in love with. There's a place that you can go, and they only sell pork belly meals. That's it. That's all we do.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. What do we have? A pork belly sandwich. Okay. Pork belly with ramen. Fried pork belly. This kind of, that kind of. It's just all these different flavors, and you could eat something different every single time. Just go in every day and eat something different. The food was that good. Apparently, they're very good with that. 9:10 in the morning, 888-8255, 888-TALK. It's not that I have ignored the conversations taking place at The Point on Facebook Live. I just haven't had a whole lot of time to take a look at it to see what people are talking about. Public health emergency, the tourist floodgates are wide open, foreigners are treated better than citizens. We have a 3-tier system here now. Tourists, GovGuam employees, and everybody else. Sort of feels like that, I hear from some people. Deanna Palmer hanging out with us. Jose TETPAGO. Just in, Our Lady of Camelin has turned down the invitation because the governor is for killing babies. A source who heard this told me. There's going to be that kind of conversation here, guys. Rose Piccini, Sean May. I got George Cabrera online, JB St. Nicholas, Cameron Mendiola, John and Louise Mesa watching the program. Jigo Jarhead, Brennan Fausto. There's Mike Schneip, Jesse Nanette Aurelio. Pareda is watching. So is Naomi Taitano, Elizabeth Camet Brooks. That's Auntie Loli's sister. Ariola Sill, Drew Tenorio watching the program. Ben Borja, Al Kamatsu, MP Ogo, and Joe Jerry. Ebil Marino, Junka Muffness is watching. So is Mercy Wenzel, Dor, St. Nicholas Cruz, Michelle Lasonko, and let me see, Evelyn P. Bernardo hanging out with us this morning. Winnie Flores. George Flores was on a little bit earlier. Marjon Conception and Bill Fritton. Donna Mila Martinez. Oh, we were talking about this because it ticked me off till like 3 times this weekend. I wasn't the first in line at the intersection, but I want you to know that when I am, there's drama. I will press the gas and try to make like the car chirp just so that the people behind me know, if you don't make it through this light, it's not my fault. But I don't know, man. I got these lollygaggers, like they're working for the Attorney General's office, working on that Dobbs case, right? Just kind of taking their time, light the cigarettes. Okay, it's green. And then I'm in park, put it in, go. And then press the gas and make it through. And that annoys me almost as much as the U-turners do. Or like the U-turners, and it's like, can you do that faster? Is there a way that you can make that bus go a little bit faster? Anyway, Donna Mila says there should be electric shock given out when the front car at a stoplight doesn't go as the light turns green. Hey, you know what? In most places, it's very predictable. The cars to your left are going before you. So when the last car goes through, get ready. It's almost your turn to go. And in some cases... In some cases, they're already running a red light. Real Joe's looking at the same thing I am.
No, don't, man.
Cats are just buttholes. They don't care if they're sitting on your hard work. There's a picture. I'm not sure if I'm going to put the picture up on the screen. 9:13 in the morning. I got Sandra Regis there, Biba, Carl Meyer from the Herodot, Dave Quitt, Martin Mendoza, Hafa Jan Guevara, and Dennis Benzer. Stay classy, Guam. Some of these are old. He was saying stay classy, Guam, as I was reviewing the video presentation that was put forth by the Catholic Girls of Tumon Association. Got into some kind of an argument. Maybe too much holy wine. Maybe they had a little bit too much holy wine in a celebration, and there was not the laying of the hands, but the throwing of the hands. Rico B., Gary, Jean Giles. I see Margaret Artero, Vanessa Ibanez Ignacio, and Danny Guerrero, Mark Anthony, Doug and Doris and Doug Mitchell. I see Renee Benny there, John Mendiola. Tina, Phil Med, Buenos, Zen Hafa Day. Let me see if I can get a little bit further into the thing. Tattoo Shauna is online. She agrees. Cats don't care. They don't care. The cat at the house. Do I have any cat atrocity stories from over the weekend? Yeah, there I am trying to recover from epic partying over the weekend, and there's the cat at 4 o'clock in the morning going, "Feed me, hello." Yes. Shouldn't you be in the kitchen right now, getting some treats together for me, putting some fresh water in the bowl and that kind of thing?
Does your cat purr?
Not to the degree that I'd like. Okay. She will purr around me, but not like when she's like laying down next to me. Laying down next to me means I'm just here to sleep. And you look pretty comfortable and warm, so I'm going to sleep here. I don't get and it's the thing where they like need part of you. They'll need on you.
Oh,
I'm not getting that. She's not
massage.
She's not affectionate that way.
The massage.
Dave Duenas is there. Onad Van, Mendy Baggio, Mary Regis, and Levuala Mauli watching the program. Let's go, AG, deport these mofos, says Jose Tetpago. And that was in response to another video of that safe moment. The safe moment where the man was doing his laundry in the laundromat, and another guy came over and safely removed his $5 necklace, safely ripping his shirt at the same time.
That was a nice wife beater too, Ray.
Lose Guam, as we say. 9:16 in the morning. Is that Dr. Ron McNitch on the line?
Ray, off of Guam.
Oh, you beat him to the punch. Hey, morning, Doc.
Hey, Ray.
Hey, I didn't see your name on the list of finishers for the 7.6 mile race yesterday.
Yeah, I wasn't able to make the race, but I'll probably do it next year. It's one of my favorite races of the year.
Oh, it absolutely is. I don't disagree. But I don't know. It was the mornings that I can sleep in these days are far and few between, and I know I'm not in shape to do that kind of run right now. I knew I've got a little problem with a kneecap, so I decided that I was going to recover in bed, as it were. All right, so guys, in our age group here, male seniors, looks like Sato Iastaka come in at first place with a time of 50.47. And let me see, there's Taro came in second. Julio DeLongen came in third for the male seniors. Male grandmasters, that's my age group. Larry Armamento with a time of 53 minutes and 44 seconds. This is not a 5K, a little bit more than 10K, almost 7 miles. for the race. So that's a pretty good pace for somebody over 60 years of age. Hey, there's my friend Bob Bartonico in second place, and Romeo. I think it's Egan comes in. Romeo at number 3 in the age group. There's Tom Allen, and there's another name I can't make out here that came in 5th or 6th place in that particular race. Competitive group. So who came in first overall? Pairs. Dario? Is it Dario? I think it's Dario, right? No, David. David Perry with a time of 44 minutes, 13 seconds. Absolutely flying. And remember, a lot of that is there's hills there. 9:18 in the morning. So what do you want to talk about, Doc?
Well, you're mentioning your cat.
Yes.
I read a study a while back that says if your cat could actually eat you, it would.
It is a line from it's the guy, the comedian, the British guy. He uses that. He's a cat guy and makes the same observation that there's no real emotion there. There's no, I don't know that there's like love or anything like that. And yeah, they would probably, if they could, they were big enough, they would eat you and probably not even feel bad about it.
No, I mean, this was like a biologist or veterinary specialist that, they studied this thing. And your cat really just viewed, if they could, if they thought they could get away with it, they would. So,
but not disagreeing with that point whatsoever. I used to, have felt like the master of my own destiny in the house until I got the cat, and now there's things like, okay, I need to open the window or block the door so that the cat doesn't get out while I'm airing out the house because it's hot.
Right.
All these other considerations.
Yeah, I prefer dogs myself to cats.
No, I've had wonderful dogs in my life, and there is a big difference between the two of them. I'm not in the it's kind of a random topic, so I'm not prepared off the top of my head to speak about it. But there are distinctions between the cats and dogs, and the way their parents, their owners, feel about them, and then in some cases, it's the very clear that the dog is owned by the human, not so much the other way around with the cats, where the cats, I think, take ownership over virtually everything in the house.
Right, but also dogs are genetically groomed to live with humans and view humans just as the alpha in their pack, so to speak, for the most part.
Right. So here's a meme on screen. It's a dog on a leash, and the dog is talking to the cat saying, they don't keep you on a leash because they want you to run away. I'm sorry. I'm just feeling very cat right now because there's I've told everybody about this. I did some improvement on the house. I put up over the backyard. I've got this tarp that hangs over everything. I've got some cool backyard furniture and some barbecue stuff, some grilling stuff underneath it. And the cats have discovered that that's a pretty cool place to hang out. When it's hot, it's nice under there. When it's rainy, it's really nice under there. So I look out the back window of the house, and there's 3 cats out there. And in a couple of cases, I'd never seen these cats before. They just kind of found their way over to the house and have decided that that's where they're going to shed their hair. 9:21 in the morning. Interesting last couple of days that we have had here today, including something I wanted to share from the editorial pages of the Guam Daily Post. Are you ready?
Go ahead.
Because I never know where you want to go in these conversations, so I just kind of go where I was going to go anyway. Last week's result. How does the release of the Ethics Investigation Committee report on Delegate Michael Sinikolas affect your vote in the primary election? And the results are in. The number one answer, I think he should drop out of the race for governor. Number two, number two is I will no longer be voting for him. The third place answer, I will still vote for him, 23.8%. And then 5.9% say, I'm going to vote in the Republican primary. There are only 5.9 Republicans out there. All of these people are clicking the thing. What do you think, Ron McNish? Do you think that is an adequate representation of the views of this community? That having these ethics investigation report and the fact that it has gone now to the Department of Justice, despite the protestations of the two stands that were on the video last night, do you suppose that has convinced? 45 plus 25, 60% of the population that they're not going to vote for him now?
Yeah, I'd have to see an objective empirical study to help me see that point.
What is your sense though? What is your sense, Doc? When you see numbers like this and understanding, I think that there's a serious break from the Democrat Party as represented by Lou and Josh, and the Democrat Party and tolerant Republicans that see something in Mike and Bree's campaign.
Right, and these folks have been going at each other for a long time now anyway. And the Democrats, there's no love lost between Mike Nicholas and some factions of the Democrats.
Yeah, well, my summation is there were a whole lot of people in the last week or so that spent a whole lot of time clicking on this poll over at the Guam Daily Post. I'm annoyed that they're not telling me how many total votes have been cast. They seem to drop that when by the time it gets to the printers, so we don't necessarily get a chance to see. Personally, I'd also like to see what the IP locations were for all of these votes coming in. I'm sure that we might be able to determine that many of them came in from the Adelup area.
Yeah, it's an interesting kind of behavior where people will try to pack polls sometimes. But I
think it's desperation, personally.
Yeah, and I just don't know where this is going to go. And the other thing is, this is a two-stage game, and so let's talk two-stage game for a second. So what's going to happen is we're going to have a primary, and then we're going to have a general election, and then maybe even a runoff if there's other dynamics going on. But the thing is, who would be, if he's so wounded by this, who would the Republicans benefit more than by running against? Would it be Lou or Mike, if Mike's truly wounded by this? And so then the Republicans might want to, have Mike be the guy they run against rather than Lou and Josh.
Well, I was going to vote for Mikey anyway.
Right.
I don't need to vote for Felix. They're very clear to point out this is a Democratic primary, and I intend to be the Democrats' worst nightmare. I'm going to cross over the party lines and select people that I believe Republicans can beat in the primary election. I'm not saying that I think the Republicans can beat Mikey.
Right. Well, that's why it's a two-stage game. Is that
there's certainly a bunch of senators I think that would benefit from me not voting for them, and I intend to find a bunch of new senators, including Darrell Barnett. Give him my vote.
Yeah. So it's going to be an interesting, primary coming up, and I think that we have a lot to look forward to. Hey, I want to mention something else real quick. So yesterday they had a rally for Roe. Apparently it got canceled.
Because it rained. That was the sign from God. Did you not get that? I mean, that was as loud and as clear as could ever have been made. Oh, you want to have a rally today to encourage abortions? No, I'm going to make it rain on your rainbow clothes.
Right. And so just in case anybody's interested, I went there and I counted. I always do this with every crowd like this for these kinds of rallies on Guam. And I've done it for many years, and I go to all of them, and I do the counts at all of them. And so, like, the first 20 minutes, nobody was there at all, but I didn't know they had canceled it. But then maybe about 8 people showed up after the first half hour, and then at their peak, they had, like, 14 people there, and then it went down to 8 within an hour of that, and then by a half hour before it was supposed to end, everybody was gone. And so it wasn't, a mass of people at all. But, I noticed that, just some of their signs were offensive. You know, I don't know how they're going to try to win friends and influence people by making the Catholic Church angry. I just don't get it.
Well, there's the target. Although there's not much to be done about barking up the Supreme Court anymore.
Right, and it's a matter for the legislature, and I think that
no, it's still a matter for the Attorney General. They're still in lollygagging stage one, I think, over at the AG's office on this.
No, what I mean by that is if these protesters want anybody to take action on any of this stuff, they're going to have to go to the legislature.
Agree.
And so that...
But the
right,
legislature is not going to move until... The legislature, as you know, Dr. McNitch, will not move on its own. They need significant outside pressure to get that going. So they are going to stand their ground until it's very, very clear that one of a couple of things has to happen. One, they're going to have to get off the dime on the Heartbeat Act that is already there. Or number two, they're going to have to push the Attorney General to go stop the lollygagging, take some paperwork over to the district court, and then have the injunction, the permanent injunction lifted. And then it will bounce back to the legislature for their review.
I thought I read something in the Post over the weekend that they had filed.
I'm not aware of it, but it's possible. I haven't seen Saturday or Sunday's newspaper.
Yeah, so if I recall...
But I also don't recall getting anything from Carlina over at the Attorney General's office, because it would come from Carlina. I'll always pay attention to stuff that comes from her.
Yeah, that might be something you might want to contact those folks on, because if I recall... They asked that the injunction be lifted. So
supplemental this. Going back over the last couple of days. Look, I mean, it's multiple email addresses. I'll see, but I don't recall. Joe, did you see anything in the weekend newspapers?
No, I didn't.
No. I'll look. Somebody back it up. Send me a link. If you know, if you've seen it and know what Ron is talking about, because like I said, I wasn't in radio silence. But I wasn't paying any attention either. And we get newspapers delivered here, but I think the guy that stole the dude's necklace from the laundromat, I think he stole our newspapers Saturday and Sunday.
Gosh, if I recall, I think it might have been in the Pacific Daily News. There is an article about the cancellation of the rally by Juliet, I think, who wrote it.
That was based on an email that went out from Jane Flores yesterday.
Yeah. So anyway,
but there's another article in today's PDN with regard to it. Protest postponed, fight continues. Does it say in under part where it says fight continues? I don't see anything where it says that they've gone to the attorney, that the Attorney General has gone to get the injunction listed, at least not in today's newspaper. But if you find anything, you're more than welcome to call in or send me the link. Somebody's saying no on the online. Or maybe I'm saying it. All right, well, Doc, it's always fun talking with you. If you find something, let me know. Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Have a great day.
I will. I'm trying to ignore something here today. Normally gets into celebrity birthdays. I'm pretty cool about most celebrities. I know the ones that I like, know the ones that I don't like. And then there's something about this woman here. This is going to rub somebody the wrong way, and I don't think I care. But Megan Rapinoe has got a birthday today. And there's
I love her.
Yeah, right? There's something about that.
She's Native American, isn't she? From the Rapinoes?
I don't think she likes America. Isn't she one of those, like, we hate America?
She is.
How great everybody else is.
Yeah, and she wants to get paid more.
No, they're about to give her the Medal of Freedom. What's this?
Oh, wow. She kneels during the national
Olympic
anthem.
gold medalist and two-time Women's World Cup champion will become the first soccer player ever to win the Medal of Freedom. The White House said in a release that Rapinoe, quote, is a prominent advocate for gender pay equality, racial justice, and LGBT plus Q rights. And I'm going, wait. Gender pay equality?
Yeah, she wanted more money.
But there aren't as many people that watch the league that she's in that watches everybody else's.
You're
and
right.
To say otherwise is kind of pretend. right? It's like you're going to get the same amount of money as the dudes are, but you don't have the same.
Yeah.
You
It
know,
doesn't support.
No, I'm sorry, dear. I appreciate what you're trying to do.
You're so kind, Ray.
How about do this? How about let's make it so that boys don't play in women's sports? How about that? Would be a big deal. I think that would be worthy of the Medal of Freedom Award for you. Is just go, oh, I'm sorry, this is the girls' league, and you have to be a girl to play in this league. But in the land of anymore, I used to think that sports was the last bastion for common sense and that kind of thing. But the sports in the United States and maybe around the world has just gotten so woke. It is now meandered into the world of pretend. And if I'm going to pretend, at least I'm going to get entertained. I didn't get a lot of it done, but I'm really trying to push through this last season of Stranger Things. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe the kids have gotten too grown up. Maybe we keep going back. It's basically a retelling of the first one, right? They're teenagers now. Am I getting that? I mean, the music is getting better on Stranger Things. It was always pretty good, but I mean, now they're nailing into some of the cool jams that I was listening to and playing on the radio in 1986 and in 1987. But I'm really struggling with this particular season, and I hope at some point they say, yeah, okay, so this whole upside down thing, yeah, we've wrung that one out. And we're going to let these kids go off on their own. You know what I did watch over the weekend?
What'd you watch, man? Tiger King.
No.
I knew it.
No. It. The Stephen King movie, It.
We All Float Down Here?
Yes.
Oh, it's a great film.
I kept waiting to get scared, and it didn't happen.
It didn't?
No. I mean, there were a couple of parts in there, kind of a gory scenes and everything. But,
yeah.
And the usual, close the door and there's somebody on the other side, that kind of thing. But they all of the same things were in there, and I was upset because I didn't get scared.
You're not easily scared anymore, Ray.
9:34 in the morning. No, because listen, I work with politicians. I've seen some really scary things. It's the one where they offer you hope. Here, we're going to do this. I'm offering you hope now at this time. And just when you start to think, yes, there's going to be change, there's something worth hoping for, wham, pull it right out from under you. It's like, we're going to end the public health emergency maybe at the end of this. What is today? Today's the 1st. Today's the 2nd. Wow! Extend the public health emergency and slam. Anyway, 9:34. I'm just rambling here because this is the hour for me to do rambling. I will be back with more rambling on the other side of these.
Is your business ready for digital transformation? The latest Wi-Fi technology is here, and it's Docomo Pacific's WorkPass, powered by Plume. WorkPass unlocks connectivity, productivity, and security tools all in the palm of your hand. Access features like adaptive Wi-Fi, guest and employee networks, evolving AI security, plus so much more. To learn more about WorkPass, visit business.docomopacific.com. Docomo Pacific Business. Work better together.
Tell me about it, stud.
Circle K's Craft Beer and Whiskey Festival is back on Saturday, October 22nd. We rockin' and rollin' at the Dusatani Quam Resort from 2 to 10 p.m. Bring your friends and come dressed in your best grease costume to win up to $500 in cash and prizes. So bust out those leather jackets and 50-style outfits as we party the night away at Circle K's Craft Beer and Whiskey Fest. Don't be a square. Get your tickets now at craftbeerfestguam.com or cruise on by any 76 Circle K location. Now that's cool, baby.
I want my children to be healthy and safe for the new school year. That's why I made an appointment at the FHP Health Center for their annual checkups, vaccines, physicals, and dental exams. FHP pediatricians and dentists deliver the highest quality of care. I trust them. So can you. Receive a free gift with your child's checkup. For an appointment, call 671-646-5825, press 1. Most private insurance plans accepted. FHP Health Center. Our island, your clinic.
So, I'm cruising through social media.
Sorry, man.
And one of my favorite social media connects on Instagram is Brogy Bear. Brogy Bear.
Oh, the Brogy.
Yeah. Okay, so she posted a picture on Instagram yesterday. Love your hair, Brogy. If you or somebody that you know is listening, please let her know.
Was that Princess Leia style?
That I'm talking to. Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Oh.
And anyway, so says, 821 other people like this. This week, but when I put a Valentine's like, I mean the Valentine's. It doesn't mean just, thumbs up, right? This week's TUF semifinal matchup, Laura Gallardo versus yours truly. Comment your predictions and tune in to this week's episode to see some fireworks. Happy 4th. And let me see if there's some comments there that I can read. Okay, the first one I can't. Something yes. Frankie Paris says, let's get it. Manami is throwing some thumbs up. Frank the Crank, LFG, bro.
Yeah. Let's blank and go.
Okay, gotcha. Brogy Bear for the win. This is nice. I'm loving this because she's got a great big fan base here on Guam. It's so nice to see everybody that is chiming in, throwing some support in that particular direction. I hope when it's all done that maybe she can come out here and, I don't know, run for office, something like that. Could it be?
Yeah, her, Frank the Crank.
Oh, I'd love to see Frank and actually Frank and Sarah both. I think would be it.
She'd be a great first lady.
You want to talk about your power couples? 9:38 in the morning on the Ray Gibson Show. It is the Tuesday after Monday after a 3-day weekend. Oh, but we got a 4-day one coming up, don't we? Did I read somewhere?
Do we? It's on a Thursday. Does that mean we're going to be off Friday, Ray? I don't know.
Probably not. No, Thursday, because this is not the government of Guam. And I don't think they care about getting your vote.
Oh, that's right.
But I did read that, right? So Thursday, Liberation Day is Thursday. That's the 21st. Thursday, the 22nd now, has been made a Gov Guam holiday.
I don't know.
I'm almost positive. Yeah. Almost positive I said that. Because it's an election year. And we've had frugal management of the money in the government of Guam, and we've made a lot of extra money off the backs of the hardworking taxpayers. So what the hell? What's another holiday here? Go ahead, Gov Guam employees. You go ahead and take the day after.
We're in the black, right?
They're in the black.
Oh, we're not.
They
together?
Are in the back. That's okay. You know what? Because my air conditioner doesn't run when I'm here at work, so I'm going to save money on my electricity while them and the kids are at the house. Air conditioning in every room on full tilt, full bore, all the lights on, and all of that kind of thing. Who's playing around? Brendan Fausto, Jigo Jarhead sending some love this way. Bertha Maza Cruz. Alex Dubison is watching the program and out in California. This is a highlight of the show. Annette Ada Vasquez is online. Hello, miss. Nice to see you there. David Rowley online. Dennis Mace, Joey Tovez, Jose Martinez. The White House is a bunch of pandering idiots. Vince Polino watching the program and reminding me that LGBTQ means let's get Biden to quit. Thank you very much. Yes, she made 7/23 a Gov Guam holiday, according to Jose Martinez. The Vince says that's the Chun-Li hairstyle in Street Fighter. Go, Brogan. All right, gamer. Thanks for letting me know about that. 20 away from the top of the hour. 888-8255-888-TALK. So you got a bunch of other stuff that you might want to get frowny faced about. Like what do you mean another day off, for heaven's sakes? Didn't they get enough during the COVID-19, during the pandemic, where they got paid and didn't have to come to work? Wasn't that enough? It is the sow, as the man said, that is the government of Guam. And sometimes, boy, you hit that lottery, and you just hang on see what kind of ride that turns out to be. On the other hand, and then there's the ones that like worked for a while in governments of Guam and then got out, and then it's like they're doing exactly that, like watching guys tweak, right? Gotta get back in. I gotta get back in. How do I get back into the government of Guam? I gotta fold chairs. I'll fold the chairs I'll make that happen, and I'll do it. I'll get ice. I'll go and get ice for the rallies. Can I do that? I'll do that, and just gotta bring me in. I don't care, any job, man, any job, as long as it's $75,000 or more, and another $25,000 in benefits.
No expectations. Travel.
Yes. I want 6 figures, I want travel, and I want no expectation for any results whatsoever. Basically, Melvin Juan Pat Borja's job over at, right? Like what's a bad thing? What's a bad outcome? Right? There's no election for the whatever the remaining statuses are. No. It's like you just got to figure out, how can I get to the UN? How can I get the UN to come over here? We'll take them red rice, my mother the South, and then they'll invite me back to New York, and then I can just flit back and forth between the United Nations and Guam and all of that stuff. I'll go with Mike Bavacqua. That's what I'll do. I'll go with Mike. I think he's traveling again.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know. There's weird stuff going on in the whole world. All right, so we got other items in the table of contents. Rate hike. Brace, brace, brace. Yeah. I wish there was something more that I could do. The guys over at the newspaper, though, because they're always trying to be helpful, right? Where is it? It's GPA's fuel surcharge increase kicks in. This John O'Connor, writing for the Guam Daily Post. And I appreciate John. John, if you're listening, I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming up with some hints on how people can save money on their electricity. Use outdoor air to help cool down your home before turning on your air conditioner. What if it's hot as hell outside? Not every day is like yesterday, John. It was nice yesterday. And I do that from time to time. I got to corral the cat, stick it in a room where it can't escape, and then I open the front door and the back door. And some of you are going to say, "Where's your screens?" And the answer is, mind your own business. You don't want to know, but we never had any. There were never any screens there before, even when we moved in 1973. But no screens there now for sure. So I open the front door, and I open the back, and I will put a fan in between one and the other and get some really good airflow going through the house. But unless it's a day like yesterday, it's really hot air, really, that's moving through the house. It's just not as, I don't know, not as muggy as the air that's already in the house when it happens. I appreciate that, but I don't know if that's going to work. Secure gaps in doors and windows to prevent cool air leakage, and use curtains or shades to prevent sunlight heat from entering your home. All right, I don't have a problem with something like that. And in fact, many homes on Guam, you will pass by and you'll see they have shutters on. And it's not
year-round, Ray.
Year-round.
Ready.
Year-round. And that's why. That is exactly the reason why, because, and it'll be, put the shades on one side, whatever. It's, you still got the hot glass over here radiating heat into the house, into that, that will catch a little bit of the heat. So what you want to do is find a way to put something outside. And one of the things that I had going for me over at the house was I had these big-ass trees in the backyard, certain times of the day, and they just cast this massive shadow over the house, and it was absolutely perfect, except the neighbor was worried that the next big typhoon, that tree would be in her backyard, along with what was left of my retaining wall. So I had to bring the whole thing down, and now I'm trying to sort out. I might have waited a little bit too long to do some water blasting. I mean, some serious water blasting and an elastomeric painting on the roof. So we've talked about this before, right?
So you passed the point already. You'll hit it up next year?
Well, I don't know, because it's July now. It's July, and the weather's going to be exactly like it was this weekend, where it's beautiful one day and coming down in curtains because they wanted to have the row rally the next day. God sent a message, and the message was, you're not water blasting and painting today. Or protesting to support abortion on Guam. Clean air conditioner filters. Okay, I will. Cover your windows with curtains or shades to prevent the sunlight's heat from entering in. But again, unless you're covering them from the outside, the heat is still hitting the glass. Plug electronics into a power strip and turn them off when not in use. Also, unplug small appliances such as coffee makers that are not in use, and unplug devices that have been fully charged. I don't know that makes a whole lot of difference. And at the end of the day, in terms of, you're going to save this much, but your kilowatt hour is still that big, guys. I will suggest, though, as I have done in the past, coffee makers are incredible drains on electricity. It's what they do. They make water hot. It takes electricity to make the water hot. So what I would do was, as soon as it was done, I'd pour it into a tureen. Pour it into just a container thing. And that way, when I wanted coffee, it was there, like an air pot or something like that. As opposed to just sitting there in the hot water thing, trying to stay hot all the time. Wash full loads of laundry in cold water at night after peak hours. I don't know that will save you any money, like running it at off-peak hours, because it seems to me that we're not charged by peak demand. I mean, electricity is electricity around here. It doesn't make any difference what time you use it. You're still going to get hit with that kilowatt hour charge. That's nice for the power company. And it's not necessarily washing as much as it is drying the clothes. Drying the clothes takes lots and lots of electricity. Harvey Egna sidestepped that because he has daughters now. And so their job is to hang them on a line outside the house.
Hang them high.
And pray it doesn't rain like it did yesterday. All right, this is my piece of advice. You know how you might have a big load of clothes going in the laundry, and then, okay, it's clean, put it in the dryer. Don't dry it yet. Are there any other clothes that you missed? Run those in a separate washer and then combine them. Put both loads in the dryer. That way you only have to dry them once. Okay, that might save you some money. Set your water heater between 110 to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. I've got mine turned down as low as I can stand it. Any lower than that, it feels like I'm taking a cold shower. And it's not that difficult to do. Usually there's a couple of places that you've got to unscrew a panel off of and turn it down until you get to a setting that you like. It'll take a couple of
you ever
seconds.
tried a solar water heater? Remember those? They were pretty popular back in the day.
Yeah, but they're scary.
Yeah, they go flying.
Well, no, because they don't. There's no upper limit on those things. So, I mean, there was a guy in Harmon, Route 16. The company's still there. Sell a lot of lights and stuff. And he had a solar hot water heater up in the garage, in the parking lot of the place. And he'd open the spigot, and the water would come out. It was so hot it would melt the asphalt. And I'm going, I'm not. You know, I got kids. I got, just burn the dog here. Turn off the lights when not in your area, and check out GPA about rebate programs that they might have available to them. But yeah, the water heater. There's another thing that you might want to do, invest in, and that is there's a water heater wrench that you can get. So a water heater works like this. You got water goes into the tank, and then there's a couple of electrodes that stick into the water, and when you turn on the hot water, it makes them hot. Well, what will happen over time is the electrodes will get junked up with what do you call it?
Corrosion.
Corrosion. Calcium buildup of one kind or another, and the stuff will get thick. And obviously, if you're trying to make water hot through something else that's in there, so what you do is you go buy. Benson will have it. Home Depot will have it. It's a big wrench that you find where the thing is in the deal, and then you unscrew it. Take it out, throw it away, and put a new one in there. I've replaced them multiple times, and every single time I do, you can see the change in your hot water. Of course, I only use the hot water heater for a few minutes in the morning, and then it goes off for the rest of the time. So it really isn't that much of a draw. But I mean, if you're one of those places that you got to have hot water on because you never know when 20 people are going to take a shower, or you want to do some hot laundry and things like that. 10 away from the top of the hour. I'm glad that they've got all of these things. It just seems to me though that the way the rates are going. The way the rates are going, it seems to me like you can do all of these little things and they won't add up to a whole lot. Where we've got significant kilowatt hour increases that are happening all the darn time. Bonnie Suba, unbelievable how backwards we are going against all this new technology. They said all these technologies would make life easier and better. Instead, we're heading back to the dark ages. What was the line? What did the people of Guam use before candles? Electricity. Electricity. Most Bahaki online. I've seen people talk about this before, but I don't know if I've ever done it or know anybody that's successfully done it. He says put Ajinomoto on the meter.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Pro tips from Jose Tepago. Run an extension cord to your neighbor's house. I've told you this story about my friend, didn't I?
No.
He's a master electrician.
Oh, yeah, that's
lived in an
right.
apartment
Great
building.
guy.
A terrific guy.
He got little bits of power from everyone.
Exactly. And nobody
knew.
Nobody could feel that their power bill was going up all that much. A little bit from this unit over here, a little bit of power from that unit over there, a little bit of power from that unit over there. And his electric bill was virtually free. He had to have something. He could have made it free, but he had to do something. He was that kind of smart guy. 9:51 in the morning. All right. So we got a couple other things that I wanted to vent about here a little bit more was the Epal Beach Road project. And I hope we're able to get Vince Ariola online at some point here in the next week or so. I mean, they're going to do a grand, big kind of to-do, groundbreaking, turn the dirt, shovel, whatever, governor in a hat, lieutenant governor in a hat, that kind of thing. And they're going to tout. And there should be tout. There should actually be tout, because this is a long time coming. As I said, my recollection of conversations on the refurb of that particular roadways goes back an awful long way. And there are places where it always had that feel like it was almost about to happen. Like, oh, my God, look at what they're doing over by Talo Verde. And then they only had, like, the one nice spot in front of Talo Verde, and then the rest of the road is crap until you get to 76 Circle K. And it would be nice if it was wider, but I don't know where we're going to get the land for it. It would be nice if it was wider down at the snaky part over by the Hilton.
The steep, snaky part.
Yeah. And it would be great if there were, a guardrail and then a sidewalk.
You're right.
I'd like to see a guardrail and then
walkers.
A sidewalk. Yeah, because walkers and runners would like to use that. But, not everybody wants to run all the way to ITC building if you just want a short run. So, I mean, we don't have to pass AK. We don't want to. So it's like that. Can I give you another suggestion? Is there a way that we can go from, say, Pick-a-Nail over by, where the Shell gas station is?
I do. Really.
And then you go behind AK. And you go over to where ERC is. ERC's got another shop.
Yes, there used to be a shortcut there, Ray.
And where's my four-wheeler? Where's my four-wheel drive? You can see the other side. You can see the street on the other side. Wouldn't it be cool if there were a couple of laterals that we could cut in there? Isn't there some private property that we could cut and just go from behind Pick-a-Nail all the way over?
You're going to have to pay, though, Ray.
Huh?
You have to pay. Like that guy at the flea market before. He
Well, I
used to
remember,
charge people to
$5.
cross through.
$5. You might as well get down and go get some Tahoe or something, Yeah, I remember that vividly, but it just seems to me that there's got to be a way. And find it, even if somebody owns it, what's this? Just take it from them. They're not using it, or are they? But maybe there's a couple of other spots in there that we could cut in some laterals. Yeah,
There's a lot of spots there, Ray. You could cut some laterals.
Yeah, I'm going to mention a couple, but their hair's going to catch fire and go, no, that's my house. I don't want 50 million cars going by there every single day. But I hope that they work along those lines. There's a lot that needs to get done there, and it's been a long, long time coming. And I'd love to see. I'd love to see. I don't want to see gentrification of the area, but I think you start building out that road a whole lot better. I think there's much to be said about people that would seriously work on investing in their place. There's some that have guarantee. There's a couple of fourplexes, fiveplexes I've seen down there that used to be just run down. Candidates for the Hemlani apartments, but somebody's gone in and fixed them up because you know what they found out. I can rent this to a sailor for $2,500.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
so
he might keep it clean.
All I got to, yep, there's a very good chance. I just put some new paint up here and change out the bathroom fixtures and the kitchen fixtures, and we are going to be good to go on all of that stuff. At any rate, there's been a terrific day. A bunch of other items in the table of contents that I'm kind of ignoring. These are the ones that Real Joe found for me. Day to Do Salon offers free haircuts to island veterans. I originally thought that meant that said veterinarians. No. And I thought, I know a couple that could use something along those lines. Thanks, Dan Paris, for writing that story. DOA received approximately 1,400 applications for the third round of the Programa in Salapi. Ed Byrne gave some updates here, and apparently all of the money that has been applied for is out the door. Congratulations to you. But the one that we're all waiting for is the one that we might all be able to qualify for. And that is the we'll help you pay your power bill thing. And I only bring it up because it's the end of June and the beginning of July. And I imagine that there is a guy that works at the U.S. Post Office who might be, a little bit weary from carrying envelopes of bills from the Power Authority, seemingly heavier. Maybe heavier. Is it possible with all of the new charges that we're going to have in there that the ink, there's like another decimal or another number in there, and it's heavier than all of the other numbers. And he's tired from carrying all that stuff around.
And wear that back brace.
He's going to be coming here. He's going to come here. Oh, bad news. St. Paul Christian School broken into early this morning. Again, here's the thing. I'll bet when they find the guy, as has been the case before, I'll bet when they find the guy, it'll be somebody that the police department already knows. We know this guy. Oh, we've seen him before. He's been arrested 18 times for breaking into schools. There was a guy. It wasn't St. Paul. It was a couple of months back. They busted a guy, and his response was, "I'll just do it again. Go ahead, let me out." And I'm going, "Why?" And there seems to be a hesitation. Is it weakness at the Attorney General's office? Ask Doug and Peter and others. They'll say, "Yeah, that's it." Lack of prosecutors over there. No, that's it for sure. And then an unwillingness, perhaps on the judges, to be able to take some of these guys and hammer hard the gavel, because they know there really isn't any place for them to get put. This is where the program circles around to where it was in the beginning. One of the first phone calls that we had today was with Bob Camacho, current boss of the shop over at the Department of Corrections. Nice guy. And frankly, you know, he's put in his time in law enforcement here on Guam. And he's already done that job over at the Department of Corrections. But they sucked him back in. They sucked him back in, and now he's back over at the Department of Corrections, arguably with a lot more people that he is responsible for and a lot fewer people that he has to keep track of them all. So is it any great surprise? Two guys raise their hand and say, "I got to go take a leak," and then never come back? I don't know that I would have been surprised by the whole thing. I tried to do that at jury duty the other day.
Yeah,
I mean, to really bring things back over to the beginning. You are going to get, one of you listening is going to get a piece of paper from the courts, and you have to go. And I dropped literally all of my standards for patience when I went there, because I knew that there was, I knew what it was going to be. I walk up to the door, and you're greeted by the first line, which is the line to get into the court. And you talk to these guys like security guys, and they're like, "Oh, okay, that's nice. Can't wear a hat."
They pat you down, dude?
No, they didn't pat me down. One guy tells me to stand in one line. I get in the inside, and this woman says, "No, you got to stand in that line." I said, "But the guy." She said, "No, just go over there." And I have to go underneath the rope to get to the other side, and then I get in the thing, and then they X-ray me, and then they do the whole other thing, and then so okay, there's line number one. Go upstairs and go to where the courts are. There's line number two. Was all the way around the building. And then if you're not standing in line, then you're waiting. We were told to get there at noon. Frankly, I probably could have gotten there closer to 2:30 before any of the action would have started. But they want to make sure that you were there and waiting. So I'm going, where's the presiding judge eating lunch today? Can they hurry? Can he get through? I don't know. I'm sure he's got a busy afternoon, and so do I. If we can get him out of crust now, that would be fantastic. Have him come by. We'll do the voir dire, and I don't know why they needed to bother with that process. And then when we're done with that, I'll go back to the room and wait some more until we're done with all four of the groups that we're hiring for today. So it was one of those things. People that know me know I have a general lack of patience, but I knew I had beer waiting for me. That was my goal. I could see it in the end like a sunrise in a beautiful morning as soon as I'm done with this cold one. Hey, as soon as I'm done with this cold one, that's what I'm thinking. 10 o'clock in the morning, KUSG Agania 93.3. This is The Point.
This is a Fox News alert. Person of interest in the parade shooting captured. I'm Jack Callahan, Fox News. Highland Park, Illinois Police Chief Lou Jogman announcing moments ago the person wanted for Monday's deadly parade shooting has been taken into custody. He had earlier identified him.
Robert E. Crimo, C-R-I-M-O, III, 22 years of age, believed to be driving a 2010 silver Honda Fit, Illinois license plate D. David and Mary 80653.
No details about the arrest except that it happened after a brief car chase. 6 people were shot dead when a gunman sprayed the Independence Day parade in Highland Park with rifle fire. At least 24 people were hurt in the shooting that had parade goers running for their lives. Fox News has learned that Crimo publishes music online and goes by the name Awake the Rapper. He released a video last October that appears to suggest he was planning a life-defining act beyond his ability to stop. The video includes drawings of a man pointing a rifle at another person. Shocked by the senseless gun violence is President Biden's reaction in a statement published by the White House. The statement also says the president has surged federal law enforcement to the area to assist in the investigation.